agent present. Both Jones and Parsons were absent from practice yesterday. Now, ESPN's Todd Archer is reporting that the Cowboys have not had one call from any team about trading for Parsons. He also says the reason Parsons missed practice yesterday, back tightness.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yada blah, 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 blah. Hey, sometimes the voice just doesn't work. The mouth, your brain tells it to do something, and then the mouth just doesn't cooperate. I don't know what's going on. Maybe because it's Friday. That could be the reason, and that's a good thing. We made it to Friday, everybody. Congratulations. The weekend is in sight. Thank you so much for stopping by here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Just spend a little time with us on this Friday afternoon. I'm Joe Reinagle. Jason Minix has the day off. James Pledger is here, however, and I know we're going to hear from Pledge because we got a lot to talk about on this edition of the Blitz on this Friday afternoon. So much to talk about. I guess we should just dive right in. There's obviously a lot of Cowboys talk because Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones apparently had some kind of secret meeting for about 4 hours. Now, Shan Sharif of 105.3 The Fan in Dallas is pretty reliable guy. And it's the reason that I report on this. I haven't seen it from anybody else, though. So I just want to throw that out there. We'll talk about that and why a 4-hour meeting and why a secret meeting and why no agent. All of that kind of stuff. So we'll talk about that coming up here in just a moment. We're also going to talk with our good friend Don Harris from News 4 San Antonio at the bottom of the hour. He had 2 great interviews, one with Henry Cisneros, former mayor of this fine city, and Ron Nuremberg, former mayor of this fine city, about what's going on with Project Marvel. So we'll talk to Don and get his insights on that, and who knows what else. We'll talk to Don about. That's coming up as well. Shotty talking today. Cowboys getting ready for their first preseason game. Texans getting ready for their first preseason game, and they got some good news. As good as you could get with the injury to C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So we'll talk about that as well. But first, I want to talk about what we saw last night. Did anybody get as excited as I did about seeing NFL football last night? I did. And I wake up this morning to a very nasty tweet from a very good friend, Ben Brasino. And I wake up this morning. I hadn't done anything to anybody or said anything to anybody, but I read this tweet, and it's to San Antonio Sports Star, at Jason Minix, at Joe Reinagle 210, and it says, "Thank you, Mr. Opposite. I went opposite of Joe and won money." Now, what Ben's talking about yesterday, I said, look, I think the Bengals are going to win this thing and cover the 6.5-point spread, and it will go over the total of 37.5. So obviously I lost the Cincinnati portion of that, but I won the over bet on that. So I'm happy that Ben, won some money if that's indeed the fact. But I mean, do you think it's necessary to take a shot like that, Ben, on a Friday? In August, when everybody's happy, and I just wake up and look, bam, right in the face. Crazy.
Yeah.
It's okay to do that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it really is, and it's fine, Ben. I hope you're right. I hope you won some money on that deal.
Should take Bengals first half.
Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. I lost the game, and I get that, and it was a very high-scoring affair, 34-27. I just want to say this, though. And Pledge and I were talking about this earlier when we were getting ready for the show. I feel sorry for Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and everybody that plays offense for the Cincinnati Bengals. Because as I'm watching that game, now granted, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. The Bengals' first-team offense was going up probably against a bunch of second-teamers. But Joe Burrow was on target. Jamar Chase was making fools out of the defensive backs that Philadelphia had on the field at the time, and they were just scoring at will. And then when Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and others go out of the game, well, then it was all over, and that Cincinnati defense couldn't stop anybody, especially that quarterback. I don't even remember his name. He's running the tush push like he's Jalen Hurts, for goodness sake.
Tanner McKee?
Tanner McKee, that's the guy. But I feel sorry for Cincinnati. Again, they're going to have to score 30-plus points a game and hope that that's enough.
I'm sorry, did Joe Burrow and T. Higgins and Jamar Chase take pay cuts?
No, not that I'm aware of, no.
Oh. Well.
Doesn't matter.
It's like Jerry likes to say, there's only so much of the pie to go around.
Well, that's true, and this Cincinnati team is assembled very similarly to how Jerry would assemble things with Tony Romo, was the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. All offense and no defense. So, I don't know. I tell you what, I just feel bad for those guys because they're such talented dudes. I love Joe Burrow. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks. I like his attitude. Jamar Chase is Jamar Chase. The guy, to me, is the best wide receiver in the National Football League, and it's just a lot of fun to watch those guys. Then we have the Indianapolis Colts last night, and another injury for Anthony Richardson. And when I saw the play, and I didn't see it live, all truth be told, I saw the replay. I mean, he just got smacked. But as I'm listening to commentary on that particular thing, he dislocated his finger, by the way, and he says he's going to be okay and should be ready to go next week. But as I'm listening to commentary on that, it was his fault. He did not read the blitz coming from the outside, so he was a statue and just got smacked. And I mean smacked. This guy just got belted. So that's about all I really care to see of that football game anyway. And then the Raiders and the Seahawks, well, they played to a tie last night. A missed field goal at the end of the game when the clock ran out, and that's kind of how that went. But it was just good to see some football on and be able to watch some real football, especially with some real stars out there. That's why I wanted to watch that Cincinnati Bengals game. So it was a lot of fun. And if you saw that or saw any football and were excited about it, well, let's hear from you. Obviously, if you're on our YouTube page, San Antonio Sports Star, you can subscribe to our YouTube page there. You can also comment and say whatever you want there. Obviously, Twitter, @JoeReinagel210. You can get me there, or you can do it the old-fashioned way. You want to call in, 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. That is the old-fashioned way. Because Pledge and I have a question for you guys when we get into the next segment, and we'll tell you what that is. We're going to need your help on one of those three ways to get a hold of us that you can let us know how you feel. We do have more football tonight, and I guess the game that's in the spotlight tonight is the Cleveland Browns in Charlotte to take on the Panthers.
Why is that, Joe?
Well, Shedeur Sanders is going to start, and from what I understand, not only is he going to start, he's going to play the majority of that football game.
I need what. I don't care who's. I think NFL Network's carrying this game. I don't care who. ESPN just bought them. I need Mel Kiper on this broadcast. I need Mel Kiper on this broadcast.
Mel Kiper's going to be the most nervous dude on the planet tonight watching Shedeur Sanders, because he was his biggest cheerleader in the draft and couldn't believe that the guy fell to the 5th round. But if you want to go to this game, if you just happen to take a quick trip to Charlotte to go see this game, you better bring your credit card, and it better have a pretty high limit. This is incredible. Pledge found this, and it's a chart of ticket prices for tonight's game in Charlotte. And the cheapest ticket, and I'm talking about nosebleed city, is $51 that I can see here out of all of these things. There might be some others, but they're nosebleed seats. Any good seat is $200 plus, and we're talking preseason football. Now, my question there is, number one, why would you pay that kind of money for a preseason football game? I don't know. And is Shedeur Sanders that big a draw that the Charlotte Panthers can command this kind of ticket price for this football game? Obviously it is, and I'm going to be anxious to see when I watch the game tonight what the crowd looks like. Is it going to be a sold-out crowd? You know, it's funny how names draw people to the seats. Bronny James comes to mind.
Bronny has earned that.
Shedeur Sanders, obviously, is another one. Caitlin Clark. Now, the good news for Caitlin Clark, she's nobody's daughter that was once a star. So I'll kind of give her the benefit of the doubt. But it's just interesting that those kind of ticket prices, unbelievable. If you want to go to the 50-yard line, the cheapest one they've got, and it's just one seat, $324. That's unbelievable for a preseason game. So I don't know. Would you pay that kind of money? I would not, especially if it's on TV. And most of you on our YouTube page are saying, no, you would not. Not for a preseason game. I mean, you're talking about those kind of ticket prices. If it was a regular season game, perhaps, and Shedeur was the starter, I don't know. I am anxious to see how this young man is going to do because so much hype, and a lot of that he brought on himself. A lot of it is because he is the son of Deion Sanders. But it seems to me that he's mellowed a little bit. That he's kind of got things in check. You remember the draft, right? He had that legendary big thing in the back, and it was like, and then we heard all the reports that he was a real donkey in some of the interviews that he went to, and really had a bad attitude about some. And I think that's partly, if not all of it, the reason that he fell all the way to the 5th round. But it seems like we haven't heard a lot from him other than a couple of speeding tickets, obviously, and that's not a good thing. But it seems to me that he's mellowed out just a little bit. And I hope that's the case. And I hope he plays well tonight. I really do. I find it funny that I think it was RG3 who came out once he was announced as a starter and said, they're just setting him up to fail. And I don't understand that. I really don't understand that. I know it's a preseason game. But I feel like this is a great opportunity for Shedeur simply because everybody else is hurt. And they're not going to play Joe Flacco because, well, he's old as dirt. And, well, they don't want him to get hurt because he's probably going to be your opening day starter. But this is an ideal situation for Shedeur Sanders. He has a chance to go out there, play his ass off, and who knows what might happen out of that. So I don't buy any of that. They're setting him up to fail stuff. If you get an opportunity to play, you take advantage of it, and it doesn't really matter what the situation is. So I disagree with RG3 on that one 100% for sure. Jerry Jones and Micah reportedly had a secret meeting, a double secret meeting. No agent involved in this double secret meeting.
Oh.
Now, again, I want to preface this by saying, I have not seen this anywhere else, although Shan Sharif of 105.3 The Fan is pretty accurate guy and pretty reliable guy. So we'll talk about that. We're going to hear from Dak Prescott on how he feels about the whole Micah Parsons situation as well. And then a question for all of you. What would you do? We'll talk about it when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Rise and hot!
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Tomorrow afternoon at 6, the Cowboys travel from training camp in Oxnard to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in their first of 3 preseason games. Pre-game at 5. Presented by AA Best Bell Barnes, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
We're on the air with Joe Exotic. Okay, so we get 2 baby tigers. Like, it's 6 months. What do they weigh?
About 80, 90 pounds in 6 months.
80, 90 pounds?
They'll start eating a cow a week about 1.5 years.
Really? Now, if you have a dog that you don't like, do you just throw it in there?
John. People have been known to feed their husbands to them, so why not at all?
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
JTV Jewelry Television knows you love to sparkle, so now's your time to shine like the star you are. Enter JTV's Shine Like a Star sweepstakes for your chance to win $5,000 in dazzling jewelry from top brands, including Rachel Zoe Jewelry and Judith Ripka Jewelry. Plus, just for entering, get $30 off your next qualifying JTV purchase of $99 or more when you opt in for emails. Enter now at jtv.com/likeastar. And remember, if you love jewelry, you'll love JTV.
Guys, it's summertime. Carbox got you covered with summertime beers. Whether it's the Love Street Blonde Kolsch Ale, the Rhubarb, which is their latest Fun Series beer, or a Ziegenbach, Crawford Bach, whatever you're looking for, there's something for everybody's taste in Carbox lineup. Check them out at all your local stores.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147, 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147, or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team, we can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes, teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle. Oh, sweet, sweet football. We had a full weekend of it. We'll talk about that. And you know what? We'll probably start talking about next week's football as well. It's that time of the year. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You talk about some guys that just won't go away. It's crazy, and respect to him. Just got a tweet here that the Cowboys have signed running back Malik Davis, and they've moved offensive lineman Rob Jones to season injured reserve. Obviously, Rob Jones is going to have neck surgery with that broken bone in his neck. Said he was going to be out 2 to 3 months, but obviously it's going to be longer than that. So Malik Davis is back. This was a guy who was projected by some to be the next and to be the guy, but he just never could quite get that done. Looks like he's going to get another opportunity, at least for the remainder of training camp and preseason. So we'll see. Malik Davis back with the Dallas Cowboys. This is the Blitz, by the way, on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. Jason Minix with the day off today, but happy you guys are here on a Friday afternoon. We're going to have a lot of fun because I got a question for you. Actually going to have something to do today because I want to hear from you. With all of this talk about Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons' secret meeting. Now, again, this is Shan Sharif of 105.3 The Fan who reported this. I have not seen it from anybody else, including our good friends, either Clarence Hill or Todd Archer. So take it how you will. It would not surprise me if this happened. It kind of seems weird, though, that it was 4 hours long. I can't imagine anybody having a 4-hour meeting. In fact, I talked to our boss, Morgan, earlier, and I said, if I had a complaint and we were going to talk, would it last 4 hours? And she said, hell no. I mean, it wouldn't. I just don't know how a meeting would last 4 hours long. But apparently this one did, if Sham Sharif is accurate with what he's reporting. It doesn't really surprise me, though, if they did have a secret meeting. Look, before all of this nonsense and all of this hurt feelings and stuff that's been said in the media by both parties happened, Jerry and Micah were pretty close. They were pretty close. And so it wouldn't surprise me that they got together trying to clear the air and trying to get all of this stuff taken care of, and at least maybe, if nothing else, start from ground zero and just kind of start over where they're at, and so they can get this thing resolved before the season begins. Dak Prescott was at the podium yesterday after practice, and he was talking. Obviously, he's asked a lot about Micah. Everybody's asked a lot about Micah in camp, and you can call that a distraction if you want to, unnecessary, whatever you want to call it, but it is what it is. And Dak was asked if he has any advice for one Micah Parsons.
I think you should trust your representation, and that's what they're there for. Simple as that, and don't want to talk about somebody else's situation, but I just think you do. You have to trust your representation, and I think 11's doing that.
Well, we'll see. I think he is, depending on what happened last night, if it did indeed happen last night. But, yeah, trust your representation. Dak did that. When Jerry started talking numbers, Dak Prescott said, whoa, wait a minute. Call my agent, Todd France, and you guys talk about those numbers there. And that's probably what Micah should have done in hindsight if they were talking numbers way back in March, as Jerry Jones suggests. So it's interesting, though. But Dak, again, was asked how he dealt with those negotiations with Jerry Jones.
They both will tell you the same. I never engaged in numbers, but there was a lot of engagement, especially on this last one. The first one, maybe not so much of anything, but this last one, yeah, there was definitely some talks, definitely different talks, particularly with Steven, and they were great talks. They were phenomenal talks. Honestly, don't know if I do resign if we don't have those conversations, and it was much more than it was the numbers. So that's why those conversations were needed, and yeah, thankful that we got to that position, honestly, and I don't know if we would have without the contract being up in the air. But what that did is allow us to grow closer and actually create a relationship that's only just been built more and more and more. And so there's ways to go about different things, and for me, yeah, it was necessary to have conversations, but it wasn't about the exact numbers or anything like that, and they knew that I wouldn't have those conversations with them.
You know what I find funny, and Dak Prescott is in this category, as is a Michael Irvin, as is so many others, Deion Sanders, so many other Cowboy players, former Cowboy players who love Jerry Jones. They love Jerry Jones. They love the family culture that he creates, because once you're a Dallas Cowboy, you are a member of the family, as far as that goes. I find it funny that fans are really quick to jump Jerry Jones about everything that goes wrong. And granted, now I'm not saying he's off the hook for everything. He is responsible for a lot of it. All right, so don't get me wrong. But I find it funny, if that's the case, then why do so many former Dallas Cowboy players love Jerry Jones? You just heard Dak Prescott say their relationship has grown. Now, I think the same thing will happen with Micah Parsons, because once he gets that big money, then Jerry's going to be the greatest guy in the whole world. Jerry's just the greatest. He's the best owner in the National Football League, and I just love the Jones family. It's going to happen, mark my words. And maybe that's it. Once you get what you want, once you get your contract, then, well, all is forgiven and all is right with the world.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll equate it to something with you, right? You can talk about Jerry did this or Jerry does that wrong, or, how could you be so stupid to re-sign Dak Prescott? I believe those were the exact words out of your mouth.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Did you ever bring it up to him at Nobu?
Yeah, as a matter of fact.
Oh, you asked him?
Absolutely. I didn't say how you were pretty dumb or it's the dumbest thing you've ever done. No, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know you were going there, Pledge. But yeah, I get you. I mean, what's done is done. I mean,
sure.
what am I gonna? You can't unwrap.
I mean, you still like to bring up how dumb it was every day.
Dumbest move Jerry ever made. And you know what? I would tell him that. I would absolutely tell him that. I have no problem. Get him on the phone, Pledge, right now. It was pretty dumb. All right, it was.
I get it, but there's Jerry the person and Jerry the businessman.
Right.
They're two different people.
Two different people. And when you talk to people about Jerry the person, he gets nothing but glowing reviews. Very charitable guy, gives to a lot of things, and it's just that's Jerry, who most people know, but he is a businessman. And he does like to make the best deal that he can make, apparently, for the Dallas Cowboys and that business. But, Dak's situation was Dak's situation. And it's funny to me, I think Lamar Jackson will probably exceed what Dak is getting, but it's been a while since anybody has exceeded that $60 million threshold. And there have been some quarterbacks signed. So it was a lot of money. And I think a part of what Jerry, and I've said this too, that Jerry, I think, is loyal to a fault. I really do. I think he's loyal to a fault. He's loyal to Dak Prescott, and he's loyal to a lot of people. And that's why I think he does some of the things that he does and maybe even overpays for some of these things. So it's interesting. Now, I mentioned this in SportsCenter. Todd Archer is reporting that the Cowboys have not received any trade calls for Micah Parsons. Now, there could be a number of things for that because the Cowboys have been pretty adamant that they're not going to trade Micah Parsons.
Do you believe that?
There's been no calls for Micah?
No calls for Micah.
I believe Todd Archer. And
After
I believe
he requested a trade.
I believe Todd Archer is pretty plugged in with the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, and if he's saying that, he's got a reason to say it. Yes. So I will say that. Now, there was a report yesterday that said there were 5 or 6 teams that were lining up for that. So who are you going to believe? I tend look. Todd Archer's been covering the Dallas Cowboys for a long time. He's pretty plugged in there. There was Jeremy Fowler, I think, was the one that reported. Both work for ESPN, by the way. So,
I mean, Todd's getting his information from the Cowboys. And it might just be the Cowboys saying, no, absolutely not, because we have no intention of trading him. While Jeremy Fowler is talking to other teams around the league who have said, yeah, we reached out.
Could very well be, but knowing Todd Archer for as long as I've known him, he's not a Cowboy mouthpiece. He's not.
No, I'm not saying mouthpiece, but there's places you get your information, and a lot of it comes from within those walls at the Frisco.
Sure, some of it does. Hell, Jason and I got a lot of information within the walls of the Cowboys. I mean, that's what we do, and those people are around, and a lot of them talk off the record. And when they do that, I think it's I think they're telling the truth when they tell us that Micah Parsons is not a very good guy. In respects to some of those things. Obviously I don't know Micah Parsons that well other than what I see on the football field. All the people listening and watching us today don't know Micah Parsons other than what they see on the football field or what they see from the media in sound bites. So you got to go with what you think. Look, Todd Archer, I would trust that guy with whatever he says. I understand your point, but I would trust that guy in what he says. Here's the question, though. Here's your homework. Or your assignment for today. Because Pledge and I were talking about this.
Homework on a Friday, Joe?
I am.
God,
I'd be
you're
one of
such
those
a mean teacher.
One of those substitute teachers that would do that, right? So look, what would you do? What would it take? And don't give me some, Tom Brady and and Saquon Barkley and nothing out of. I want you to be truthful. What would it take for you as a Cowboy fan, for you put yourself in Jerry Jones' shoes, to trade for Micah Parsons? What would you want in return from whatever team that happens to be? I want to know what you think. If you're watching on our YouTube page, San Antonio Sports Star, you can comment there. I want to hear that. You can get me at Joe Reinagle 210, or you can call us. In fact, I'd love your phone calls. 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. You've got some time to think about that, and I want you to think about it. Because coming up next, we're going to visit with our good friend Don Harris, who is the sports director for News 4 San Antonio, and might be, and we'll ask him, the longest tenured news guy in San Antonio as we sit right now. Now, I'm not calling Don old, although he is. I'm not saying that, but I just want to know if he's the longest tenured guy in San Antonio news as we speak right now. It's either him or Chuck McIntyre, is it not? I mean, I don't know. Or my buddy Bill Taylor. So we'll ask Don that question, and we'll talk to him about a lot of other things. But I want him on because we're going to talk Project Marvel. We heard yesterday that the mayor of San Antonio wants to put a strategic pause on things when it comes to voting for Project Marvel or for monies that would go towards that project. We'll talk to Don Harris from News 4 San Antonio when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is calling all golfers. The Fall Golf Classic is back. Mark your calendars for Monday, September 29th, and lock in your spot for one of the most fun golf events of the year at the Olympia Hills Golf Club. For just $120 per player, or $400 for a foursome, you'll get 18 holes of fun, friendly competition, and non-stop laps with your crew. But don't wait, spots will sell out fast, and once they're gone, they're gone. This isn't your average uptight tournament. It's all about cutting loose, enjoying the day, and supporting a great cause. The Community Foundation of the Hill Country. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Charm Club, and sponsored by Fly by Yingling and PPL Motorhomes. And when the final putt drops, the party's just getting started. Head over to the Break Room Bar on Pat Booker Road for the official after party. Cold drinks, great food, and the perfect finish to a perfect day. Don't get left out. Grab your crew, grab your clubs, and get ready for a Monday you won't forget. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need your logo on a nice golf shirt, a fishing shirt, a dress shirt, any kind of shirt, half-zip, hoodie, Sam will get you taken care of. If you need T-shirts screen printed, go see Sam. And if you need caps, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom just waiting for your logo, and all the popular cap brands like Katie Caps, Nike, Cap America, Richardson 112 style trucker caps, and they are in stock. Sam has over 700 uniform lines to choose from, all kinds of industries, medical, restaurant, construction, schools, leagues, to name a few. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands, nor order too big, nor order too small. Call 210-824-3900 or get into that massive showroom on San Pedro, a mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery Club. It's Jason and Joe from the Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 21st and 22nd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. So join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas.
Details and discounted rooms with promo code BLITZ available online at sasportstar.com.
Attention football fans, AARP Texas is teaming up with San Antonio Sports Star for this season's Dallas Cowboys training camp. Enter for your chance to win a pair of preseason tickets or tickets to a home game. Visit sasportstar.com now to enter for a chance to win. Don't miss out on this opportunity, brought to you by AARP Texas. Whether you're a diehard fan or just love the excitement of game day, AARP Texas has you covered. Again, just go to sasportstar.com and enter for a chance to win big with AARP Texas. It's your chance to experience Cowboys football live. Visit sasportstar.com now.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back, and we are ready to cross the state of Texas to bring the best hunting show to a city near you. The Hunters Extravaganza is a great event for the whole family. We have the latest and greatest the hunting world has to offer, from products to hunts, and features seminars with Dr. Deer, Gary Robertson, and more. Come enjoy attractions like rattlesnakes, gator country, a fish tank, and many more. Join us in San Antonio for the Hunters Extravaganza. Get tickets at ttha.com. Brought to you by the Texas Trophy Hunters Association.
Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up. I want winners. Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off. I like this kind of party! From AARP and 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
We need to make sure that we deal fairly as they have dealt with us. They have been one of the staunchest community partners in terms of investment in all things community related. And so we need to deal with them in a forthright, good faith manner. I think if we do that, we're going to continue to have great success with the Spurs.
That is former Mayor Ron Nirenberg in an interview with the sports director at News 4 San Antonio, Don Harris, and who just happens to be on our Buyers Barricades guest line right now. Don Harris from News 4 San Antonio. Don, what's going on?
How are you, Brother Joe?
Doing okay, my friend. Great get yesterday, or whenever you got that, with Nirenberg and Henry Cisneros, talking about Project Marvel and some of the stuff that's happening within our city council right now and the new mayor. It sounds like to me, just listening to Nirenberg, that he's going to suggest to the new mayor she might want to play ball a little bit more with the Spurs. What do you think?
Well, I don't know that he feels that's his place or would make a suggestion, but I do know that he feels very strongly that any attempt to delay, pause, whatever, would be harmful to the project. The good news for those who are in favor of a new Spurs arena is that she's outnumbered and apparently didn't even know how council protocols worked the other day when she called for a strategic pause, and they said you can't do that in B session. And even if she would have taken it to a vote, she would have lost. And so it was Eric Walsh, the city manager, who said, no, Mayor, based on what has been said here by the majority of the council, we're going to proceed with a term sheet and negotiate with the Spurs in hopes of having a term sheet completed or ready for a vote by council on the 21st. I don't know that it'll get done by the 21st, but I do think maybe by the end of the month that if council continues to have this kind of majority, which I think it will, they will just kind of overrule her wishes to delay this further.
You know, Don, from what I've heard from people that I know that kind of know that process, there's no chance that this thing's going to get delayed. Whenever that vote is called, there's enough people, as you just mentioned, they're going to move this thing forward. I don't think anybody has any illusion that the Spurs won't get the monies and this thing will move forward here very quickly. Do you?
No, I think right now it's 7-4. You need 6 votes on council to do anything. And I think right now, if they were to take the vote today, I think it's 7-4 in favor. I do think, though, if it's 11-0 and more unanimous, that helps the case for the vote in November. If it's 7-4, that gives the naysayers a little more room to say this is close and you should vote against it. At the end of the day, I think this will go to the voters in November on the county side, and that, of course, is the visitor tax that we've all known about since they paid for the Frost Bank Center with that. There is no vote required by the public for the city's contribution, which is that project finance zone, which is state money that can only be used for arenas and convention centers. And so I think once they approve the term sheet, this ball is starting to roll, and then we watch and see what happens in November with the county vote.
Visiting with Don Harris, sports director at News 4 San Antonio. Don, look, you and I have been around a long time. I remember the Alamo Dome fight that went on. Henry Cisneros was the mayor at that point in time, and then the Frost Bank Center as well. We're always going to have a segment of folks that are going to be against anything like this. And no matter what you say to them, it just doesn't seem to matter. But what I like, and it looks like the trend is that more and more people are moving over to the side of progress instead of trying to hold some of this stuff back.
That's exactly right. You know, our city was a dust town in 1962, 63. We were Amarillo or El Paso. When a group of bold leaders decided to try to get a bid for a World's Fair in 1968. Our city changed dramatically because of Hemisphere 68. And there were so much opposition to that project, but we had fearless leaders like McAllister and McCombs and others in this city that saw. Red told me before he passed, he said, when I talked to Henry Ford, try to get money for the Hemisphere and the Ford dealerships, Henry said, Red, it's not that people have a bad reputation in San Antonio. It's that you have no reputation. We don't know anything about San Antonio. And so Hemisphere 68, let me tell you this. People are now complaining about, what this will do to the neighborhood and property values and things. In 68, where the Alamo Dome, where the Tower of the Americas stands now, where the Grand Hyatt Convention Center stands now, was a neighborhood with multiple neighborhoods with stores and shops. Those were bulldozed to the ground. People who refused to leave were physically removed from their homes. And it was a great thing. Now, it wasn't great for them, but it was great for the overall city of San Antonio. And you cannot let progress for the mass be affected by the plight of a few. And there are always going to be those who will be opposed. You're right. And thankfully, we've had a history of visionaries who have moved our city forward. And I think at the end of the day, if people understand how these taxes really work and the Spurs investment being as big as it is compared to other teams getting public money, this is way more than a fair deal for San Antonio.
I tell you, Don, and you're exactly right. And when the Spurs came out and said what they were going to do, I was blown away. I'll be honest with you. I was just like, wow, that's much more than I expected. And so they're serious about this, but not just that. Obviously, a project like this, what it will do for the downtown area of this city is just, you can't even put a price tag on it. It's going to be unbelievable and will move this city more forward, I think, than anything we've done.
I think so. I think more than Hemisphere. And, you can get inspired pretty easily by looking at a place like Oklahoma City and their mayor with some really strong leadership, and to see what they did with Bricktown and to see what they're doing with a new arena for the Thunder, which, by the way, their old arena is newer than the Frost Bank Center, and they're going ahead and building a new one and doing it with 90% public money. I think it's $950 million of a sales tax in Oklahoma City, which the citizens are willing to pay for by a vote of 71%, compared to the Thunder just chipping in like $100 million. And San Antonio's asking no local tax burden. Visitors are going to pay the county hotel tax. The project finance zone is just the taxes from the development going back into paying for the arena. So it costs San Antonians virtually nothing unless you rent a hotel room often. And by the way, there is a group of people that are complaining that the hotel tax isn't a visitor tax because our local sex workers rent rooms and they will be burdened.
Wow. Well, they just should up their price then. I mean, it's inflation. It costs a little more to have a little quickie in a hotel room, so it'd be okay. And by the way, Don, Oklahoma City, love the place, great city, but their Riverwalk is crap.
Yeah, well, compared to ours. Yeah.
Of course, yes, it is. We're visiting with Don Harris, sports director at News 4 San Antonio. Great city, though. I do like Oklahoma City.
Well, they've done a lot to improve it. They can remember when they didn't have a professional sports franchise not too long ago, and they quickly went to the ballot box. And I'm afraid, and as you heard Henry Cisneros tell me yesterday, if San Antonians have forgotten how important it is to have a pro sports franchise in your city, maybe we've gotten a little spoiled and don't realize, we do not want to alienate this team because there are hungry cities that will give them a lot more than they're asking for from the city of San Antonio.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Don Harris, sports director, News 4 San Antonio. And Don, you and I were fortunate enough to follow the Spurs and be there for all 5 championships, even the one they lost in Miami. And I remember, and people will tell you this, and I try to explain this to people, the publicity that this city received from that alone, from that dynasty run and those championship runs, you couldn't pay for that. You wouldn't have enough money to pay for the publicity this city received from that.
And we're a tourism industry city. I mean, that is our industry in this town, is tourism. And not just the Spurs, but the Final Fours and the big events that if San Antonio had never gotten the Spurs, I can't imagine to think where we would be, what the equivalent would be. Austin has already surpassed us in so many ways without a pro sports team, but with aggressive leadership that sought out high-paying jobs in industry. And there are so many companies that will move to your city, that have moved to our city, that want to align with a professional sports franchise. And oh, by the way, they're only the most successful sports franchise in all 4 major sports over the last 25 years. They do nothing but give back to the community. I just don't understand. There's some sort of naivete, right? So when people say my kid's 3rd grade teacher should make more money than LeBron James, well, of course.
Yes.
Teachers are great.
Yes.
Firemen are great. We love our firemen and our police officers, and I wish they're the ones that made $50 million a year and LeBron made $50,000. But that's not the way it works. And the way it works is if you want to have a professional sports franchise in your city, you're going to have to come up with public money. That's just the way it is. Get over it, because the alternative is other cities who do get it will take your team away. And then you'll see how bad. Oakland's getting ready to find that out.
Yep.
They've lost everything. And they've lost basketball, they've lost football, they've lost baseball. And it's because of horrible leadership in that city. And so wake up, play ball, and be grateful that you have – this town would have never had an NBA franchise had not Red McCombs at the merger meeting in 76 bullied his way in with an ABA team that had no business being in the NBA.
Well, I tell you what,
market size wise,
I miss that guy, that's for sure, Red McCombs. He did a bunch for the city, no doubt. We're visiting with Don Harris, sports director, News 4 San Antonio. Don, I want to switch gears if you don't mind. I didn't tell you this, but I figured you wouldn't mind. What is your take on the Dallas Cowboys drama with Micah Parsons? What do you think about all of this?
I think it all ends on August 19th, whenever The Gambler comes out. I think this has been a nice long promo for Jerry to promote his Netflix special. No, I think Look, I predicted the other day before we got news that there may have been a 4-hour meeting last night that it might go a week or two into the season because I think Jerry gets tired of hearing the truth, and that is we all know how this ends. Micah's going to become the highest paid edge rusher. Jerry delays, like he's going to win some sort of negotiation, and then he gives Dak more than ever. He gives CD more than ever, and now he's going to give Micah more than ever. And I think Jerry gets, at this point, is tired of hearing that and somehow wants to win this. And so I think he'll be stubborn to the fact until they start 0-1 or 0-2. And then he signs Micah to $42 million a year, and he comes back and everything is hunky-dory. But if they are indeed meeting, then maybe it happens faster than that.
You know what's so funny about that is I don't know. We were up in Oxnard for a week, and you heard Jerry several times talk about the Emmitt Smith deal. Well, you know, Emmitt missed a couple of games, and we went on to win a Super Bowl. And so you may be exactly right is my point there. That, hey, he can miss a couple of games, and then when he comes back, we'll win a Super Bowl.
Well, they're not going to win a Super Bowl. This team isn't good enough. Emmitt teams were good enough to win Super Bowls. In fact, I think they were the defending Super Bowl champion. But this team is not good enough to win their division, a conference championship game, or a Super Bowl. Let's not all drink that Kool-Aid preseason like we do every year. This is an 8-9 win team, but I think his point is I'm not afraid to take this into the season.
I tell you, I love Jerry Jones, and I love the drama, and it's great for us. And I know you know that. It's fantastic. All right, Don, I got to end it with this because I heard the news yesterday. Steve Spriester is going to retire, 30 years in the TV business. I called it quits after 25 years in the TV business. We were trying to decide who's the oldest guy now still in TV news. Would that be you?
Not the oldest.
Not the oldest. The oldest tenured.
I think I'm the oldest tenured. Yes. After Deborah, Knapp, and Spriester, I was already older than Spriester tenured. He made it to 35. He made it to 30. I'm on my 36th year at Channel 4.
Wow. And
so I don't know that there's – now, I think there's photographers and stuff and producers maybe, but I don't think there's on-air talent as tenured as myself.
Well, I know you've been
that puts me at the last of the Mohicans.
Yeah, we were thinking about you or even Chuck Mickatinick, but I think you've got a few years on Chuck, don't you?
Yeah, Chuck's at 30. I'm at 36, but Chuck is older than me. I'll throw that in there.
Dude, I tell you what, I don't know where the time goes, but I remember all of us, roaming around, young bucks, trying to figure out what the hell we were doing.
Oh, the New York City All-Star game in '98, Joe.
We won't bring that up. It's a family show, Don, all right?
We will not bring up our late night in Manhattan.
No, we will not. We will not. That's going to go in the book, Don. I decided I'm going to write a book about all the adventures there, and I'll let you guys know if I mention you in any chapter.
It's Joe, I know you're a man of faith. I just can't believe how blessed I've been.
Oh, my
to grow
goodness.
up in this town, to watch these sports guys in town as kids and just wanting to anchor one show and work here and be able to do it for 36 years going on. It's just been nothing. To be able to come in when we did, I came in David Robinson's rookie year, and I came in the year that Jimmie Johnson was hired. And so it's like I saw the great Cowboys dynasties early. I saw all of David, all of Tim, and now Wemby, and just the glory days of both franchises that San Antonians care about. All the high school coaches and people that we've come in contact with. It's just I hope it lasts another 36. I know it won't, but I would take it.
Well, you should. You're still going strong, my friend, so you keep doing what you're doing. It's just you're right, though. I came in Tim Duncan's rookie year. So just being able to ride the Spurs' coattails for all those championship runs was just something I will never forget. It was just incredible.
Yeah. We've been blessed, brother.
We have, my friend. Hey, I appreciate you taking some time, Don, to talk with us here
thanks for having
on the
me.
Blitz. You got it, my friend. Don Harris, Sports Director, News 4 San Antonio. Of course, joining us via the Buyers Barricades guest line. All guests, in fact, appear via the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Don Harris, good friend of the show. I've known that dude for a long, long time, and he's the longest tenured news guy now. Not the oldest, but the longest tenured, and still looking pretty sharp up there. We're going to talk about the Cowboys and what would you take? What would it take to trade Micah Parsons? What would you have to get rid of number 11? If you're Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys? Do you have something in mind? And I don't want a fantasy trade. I want something that is realistic. I just want to have I want to know what you would think. Now, Pledge and I have our opinions on what we would do. And look, if you've listened to the show for any time at all, since I've been on this radio program, especially over the last year, I've been saying they need to trade the guy. I wish they would have. I wish they would have done it 6 months ago. And then we wouldn't be in this situation, and the Cowboys wouldn't have any issues. Now, that's me, and I still feel that way. Would not hurt my feelings one bit if the Cowboys came up today, tomorrow, or next week and said, you know what, we've made a trade with the blah, blah, blah team for Micah Parsons. It wouldn't hurt my feelings. Because as you heard Don say, and as I feel, and a lot of people feel, Cowboys ain't winning a Super Bowl. Maybe it is time to think about, I don't know, tweaking this thing a little bit, maybe even using that bad word, rebuild a little bit. But what do you think? I want to hear from you. If you're on our YouTube page, San Antonio Sports Star, you can comment there. At Joe Reinagle 210 on Twitter, or like to hear from you in person on the telephone. 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. We'll talk about that and a lot more when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Taking you home with The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
George gets justice. Summers are heating up in San Antonio, and so is the traffic. Highways are packed, and everyone's racing out of town until a car wreck ruins your summer. If you've been injured in a car wreck, you need to get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. George fights to get you every dollar you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check for your wallet first, before hitting the drive-thru.
$6.
Sorry, forgot my wallet. I have change, though. Here's 40 cents, another 40. Ooh, a bicentennial.
What's that?
Oh, gosh.
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million, Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circus Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circusports.com for details.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know, our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Here in Texas, we know that trust is earned and reputation matters. Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and that Texans can respect. A firm where no defendant is too big and no case is too small. Backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients, Thomas J. Henry remains the name you can depend on if you have been injured. Trust the firm that stands for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Texas.
Prescription products require completion of an online consultation with an independent healthcare provider and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Additional restrictions apply. See website for more details and safety information.
Is Cialis Daily really better than Viagra?
If you like spontaneity, the answer is yes. So when the mood strikes, you're ready to go.
I felt like a young man again. My wife is definitely much happier.
When you take it, you're ready to go.
Does Cialis Daily last longer than Viagra?
Guys are raving that the results last even longer.
My partner thinks that I am a rock star.
Because it is effective, I say I'm on a second honeymoon.
It's literally life-changing.
Does RexMD really work?
Over 85% of guys said not only does it work, they saw results the very first night. And you can get your first month free at freerexmd.com with medication delivered direct to your door. There's no copay, no doctor office visit, and your shipping is always free. Visit freerexmd.com to get your first month free. That's FREEREXMD.com.
Progressive's Teen Driver discount could lower the cost of insurance for your teenager and save you some money. And then you can still spend money on them. Because just when you think you have a grasp on spending, new sneakers. And then it's money for a school field trip. And of course, spending money. Oh yeah, and a new phone to replace the one they dropped in the toilet. Oh, don't remind me. So just get Progressive's Teen Driver discount. And then you can continue to spend money on them. Endlessly. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states and subject to terms and conditions.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's perfect. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopRex.org, brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Cowboys open up the preseason tomorrow against the Rams at SoFi Stadium. It's a game you can catch right here on San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 5 o'clock. They'll kick at 6. Texans will take on the Minnesota Vikings tomorrow, but, well, their new safety, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, was carted up the field yesterday with a knee injury. Good news, though, the ACL is intact. He will undergo further testing to determine the severity of that injury.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Stand back there and rip, piss missiles at people.
That's what the Cowboys are hoping to do. That's for sure. That was Shotty talking about Joe Milton, right? And, Well, he's going to get the majority of the snaps tomorrow night against the L.A. Rams. Hello, everybody. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It is Friday. Very happy it's Friday. I know all of you are happy it's Friday, unless, of course, you got to work on the weekend. And if you do, well, I'm sorry about that. I'll be thinking of you when I'm hoisting a cold beer or two tomorrow afternoon. Did I say that out loud? Sorry about that. No, really.
Hey, I'll be hoisting them, too, out of, the Golf Club of Texas.
Absolutely. So, really happy that you all stopped by and spending a part of your Friday with us here on the Blitz. I'm Joe Reinagle. Jason Minix has the day off. James Pledger is here, however, and we're asking the question. And what would it take for you to trade Micah Parsons? Is there a price that would pry number 11 out of your hands and into another team's roster? It's funny because Eric Salazar on our YouTube page, San Antonio Sports Star, says, is there an equivalent big trade recently? And I really can't think of one. I mean, I had to go all the way back to the Herschel Walker trade with the Cowboys, and that was huge. A lot of you remember that. Some of you may not remember that, but you've certainly heard about it. And that really vaulted the Cowboys to their 3 Super Bowl championships in the mid-'90s. So, look, I think L. Ron 72 says if you want to trade Micah, you better have a concussion. So I guess that's a no for L. Ron 72. He doesn't want to trade Micah for anything. For anything, L. Ron, huh? Nothing would – you don't have a price? They say everybody's got a price. And even Micah Parsons has a price that you would get rid of him and do that. Look, my whole contention is here. You've got Dak Prescott tied up for the next several years. You just signed C.D. Lamb. You got him tied up. Now, look, a quarterback is a different species, right? That is a different species. That is a must-have. Now, again, I don't think Jerry had to do what he did with Dak Prescott, but that's ancient history. C.D. Lamb is a guy, a talent that, I'm okay paying for him because you're looking at a Jamar Chase or name another great wide receiver, a Justin Jefferson in the NFL. C.D. Lamb is in that group. I get it. It's my opinion that an edge rusher, that you can hide that. You can hide that. Micah Parsons is a great talent, but you can overcome a Micah Parsons. Because, again, I hate to break it to you, guy's got great stats in the regular season. Fantastic. But the playoffs, not so much. I know, he gets double-teamed, Joe. He gets double-teamed. He gets the best. Well, if he's a $42 million a year guy, shouldn't you find a way to overcome that? Especially when it matters the most.
I mean, it just sounds like he's taking after the rest of the team. Exactly right. Dak's rubbing off on him. That's the problem. Hey, Pledge, let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
We'll get back to the Micah Parsons talk here coming up in just a moment. But first, if you didn't know this, and maybe some of you do, some of you don't, it's National Whataburger Day today. So if you have the Whataburger app, they're selling Whataburgers today only for 75 cents.
May have to download
It's their 75th anniversary of Whataburger. And I haven't looked at my app, but I may have to do that, and there may have to be dinner tonight. I'm not sure, but 75 cents. My goodness, that's pretty good. So props to Whataburger, but apparently you have to have their app. And obviously there's something in it for them. They want you to download the app. So if you do that and you want a Whataburger for 75 cents, and I believe it's just today only that they're doing this. So go to your neighborhood Whataburger and get you a 75-cent burger. Sounds good to me, for sure.
Thanks for the PSA.
I don't even know why I didn't do that for lunch.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it.
I'm not mad about lunch, though.
Well, I'll tell you that, Pledge. I bought not Jimmy John's. It was Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's. My favorite sub. There's so damn many of them, right? Jersey Mike's is my favorite sub. So Maggie and I went there for lunch, and I said I got to get Pledge a sub because he likes them too. I've turned him on to that. Now, Dan Gonzalez says it's a Whataburger Jr. Are you sure, Dan? I thought it was a regular size Whataburger. I'm going to have to check that. I don't know.
I mean, even then, even if it is a junior, I mean, still
75 cents. That's not bad.
Yeah.
It happened again last night, Pledge. WNBA rocked by the first ever purple sex toy. Halting the Chicago Sky and Atlanta Dream matchup. So if my math
somebody had to have made money on that.
Math is correct. That's the fourth such sex toy that's been tossed onto a WNBA game. And, well, it looks like they're going to keep coming. It really does. I hate to say that, but it looks like they're going to keep coming, and because everybody is, they keep throwing them out there. They change colors, though, and I wonder if they think the security is looking for green ones, but and so they threw them for a loop with a purple one. What's next? What color is next? You can bet on that, by the way. They have odds somewhere on one of the apps that you can actually bet on what color the next sex toy that's tossed in a WNBA game, what the color is. So if you feel like gambling on that, go ahead, because it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. Purple was last night. ESPN has announced a Lee Corso tribute show. And I love this, and I'm going to watch this because I think this is fantastic. If you haven't heard, Lee Corso is going to do one more College Game Day, and then he's going to retire. ESPN's going to air a special tribute show on August the 22nd before he takes that seat one last time. I don't know how you feel about Lee Corso, but to me, he made that show. I mean, he did. He was knowledgeable, but yet he was funny. He had a hell of a personality, and I tell you what, the icing, the cherry on top was the mascot head. I mean, that was genius, in my opinion. Corso apparently is celebrating his 90th birthday. 90 years old. And everybody, it's public knowledge he had a stroke, so when he came back, it was very difficult for him to talk at times. But ESPN kept him on, and I'm glad that they did. Now they're going to there's a tribute show on August 22nd, and then he will make one final appearance on the College Game Day on August the 30th. Okay, so
he made that show what it is.
I totally agree with that. He was the Charles Barkley of that show, in my opinion. And not to compare the two, but I just think you know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. The other thing, and the final story we got for you in the headline Blitz is one that is just ironic as hell. This is not about politics, so before anybody says this is not a political story, but it has political ramifications. And this happened in the city of Houston. A place called Trump Burger. Trump Burger. The owner of said Trump Burger is being deported. Here's the news story.
KHOU 11 confirming the owner of Trump Burger Restaurants, which has several locations in the Houston area, has been arrested by Immigration and Customs Enforcement and now faces deportation. ICE says Roland Biani, a 28-year-old from Lebanon, overstayed his visa after entering the U.S. back in 2019. He was taken into custody in May and is now out on bond as he awaits immigration proceedings. In a statement sent to KHOU 11, an ICE spokesperson told us, quote, under the current administration, ICE is committed to restore integrity to our nation's immigration system by holding all individuals accountable who illegally enter the country or overstay the terms of their admission. This is true regardless of what restaurant you own or political beliefs you may have.
Unbelievable. Now, if you get a chance to go see this news story, you need to do it. It was KHOU who did it, and just the video is hilarious. The audio doesn't do it justice. So if you get an opportunity to do that, go see it, because this guy has stand-ups of Trump all over the place. Flags. I mean, everything. This is a Trump memorial, this Trump Burger. And so, but apparently he's from Lebanon and he's overstayed his visa. And so, well, everybody knows what's coming. Whether you agree with it or not, we just thought it was ironic. Now, I feel bad for this guy because I don't know what kind of business he did. And I don't know what, it may depend on what side of town you're on. If you're a bunch of Trump lovers, then you probably did pretty well. If you're in a Democrat area, he probably didn't do very well at all. So
my favorite is the flag that flies out front that says Trump was right about everything that they show during this news piece.
It's unbelievable. It was the other one. He said, Jesus is my savior. Trump is my president.
Oh, man.
Man.
It's just the irony that this story just drips in.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's for sure. You can't make this stuff up. It's funny. If you get a chance, go take a look at that. Again, it was on KHOU out of Houston. That's a CBS affiliate there in Houston. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk a little Micah Parsons. We're asking you, what would be the trade proposal? We got a couple that have been laid out on our YouTube page, San Antonio Sports Star. Please go there, like and subscribe to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, or you can get me on the telephone at 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. Michael, I see you there, buddy. We're going to get to you as soon as we come back. We'll continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up.
I want winners.
Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off.
I like this kind of party!
From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds. 210-225-2121 is the phone number. You can also text bail to 474747 or even start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121 or online mybestbailbonds.com.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Progressive's Teen Driver discount could lower the cost of insurance for your teenager and save you some money. And then you can still spend money on them. Because just when you think you have a grasp on spending, new sneakers. And then it's money for a school field trip. And of course, spending money. Oh yeah, and a new phone to replace the one they dropped in the toilet. Oh, don't remind me. So just get Progressive's Teen Driver discount. And then you can continue to spend money on them. Endlessly. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states and subject to terms and conditions.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-285-2521. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-285-2521. 800-285-2521. 800-285-2521.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results vary. Consult with your tax professional prior to enrollment. Famous Footwear has the latest styles from all my favorite brands like Nike, Adidas, Crocs, Converse, New Balance, Birkenstock, and more. And with over 830 stores, Famous Footwear is always nearby with fit experts to make sure my new shoes fit my feet and mom's budget. She says the prices are like really good, so you don't have to overspend to make it famous. Right now, buy one pair of shoes, get one half off at your local Famous Footwear store. Some exclusions apply.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team, we can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes, teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle. Oh, sweet, sweet football. We had a full weekend of it. We'll talk about that. And you know what? We'll probably start talking about next week's football as well. It's that time of the year. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good to have you back here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. Jason Minix has the day off, but I do want to remind you that Jason and I will be in Las Vegas for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend. In fact, the Blitz will be live at Circa Las Vegas August 21st and 22nd, and then, of course, we're staying for the weekend. Why wouldn't we? You need to come to Vegas with us and join us at the Ultimate Contest Weekend. For more details and discounted rooms, promo code is Blitz. You can go to sasportstar.com and book your room right there for either Circa or the D, which is another resort that's same owner, but it's right across the street. So either way, check it out and come to Vegas with us. It is a blast. I'm going to tell you, you'll be glad you did. It's worth it. Treat yourself and come up there and get that done. All right, the question of the day, your homework of the day, your assignment for the day, what would it take to trade Micah Parsons? What would play Jerry Jones or Stephen Jones or Will McClay or whomever you want, and what would it take? We've got a lot of proposals on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. In fact, Sam says it would take at least 2 first-rounders and more. Christopher Summers says I'd take 3 first-round draft picks, 2 second-round draft picks, and 2 third-round draft picks. Well, I would take that too, Christopher. That would be awesome. I'm not sure that's realistic, but who knows? You throw it out there, and then you get it done. There was another one that I found interesting, and I need to find it because the Cleveland Browns have 2 first-round draft picks this year. Can you imagine trading Micah Parsons to the Cleveland Browns to have those bookends with Myles Garrett? Wow. But then you get 2 first-round draft picks. And let me tell you something that makes that attractive. Cleveland's going to suck. So those 2 first-round draft picks could be very valuable.
So no faith in Shedeur.
Dude, they're going to suck. All right? It's not Shedeur. It's Joe Flacco. It's whatever. They got nothing. They're going to suck. Their defense is going to be pretty good, especially if you add a Micah Parsons, right? But they're going to be last in that division, no matter who you add. You can put Tom Brady at quarterback, and they're going to suck. All right, so that's your assignment. What do you think? What would it take to trade Micah Parsons to somebody? I want to hear from you because I want to see if Cowboy fans are realistic about this or if you're dreaming. You can have your comment there on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, at Joe Reinagle 210. You can get me on Twitter, or you can do it the old-fashioned way on the phone lines, 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. Let's go to the phone lines. Michael, welcome to the Blitz. What's your proposal, my friend?
Joe, we're going to try a little role playing because you mentioned about folks playing Jerry Jones, so I want to have you play Jerry Jones.
Okay.
And I'm going to speak from the perspective of a Saint. So I'm a Saints fan, and obviously we fall into the wheelhouse of teams you're referring to, like the Browns, tank for Arch, tank for the grandson, which obviously Archie Manning is now getting involved because he's probably concerned about his grandson suffering the same fate he did as the quarterback of our lovely franchise in the 70s. But needless to say, the Saints are in tank mode. We need to start moving a lot of our dead money and personnel that come from the Breeze, Sean Payton era, because we basically mortgaged our team at that time, which has found ourselves into the situation that we're in now. So if you want to do Jerry Jones a little bit, I don't know if you want to do the mannerisms and the folk and whatever
Michael,
else.
hit me with your best shot.
You think I'm an idiot?
Hit me, Michael. What you got?
And I'm Magic Mickey Loomis because he's been cooking our books for years. So what I got for you is we'll give you Chase Young, Alvin Kamara, and Trevor Penning. We'll keep the money from Chase Young and Trevor Penning, meaning their salaries stay on our books. You'll take Alvin Kamara's money, and we'll do second and third round swaps, and we end up with Micah Parsons, and we handle his contract and money after the fact. What do you think?
Well, I like it. How old's Kamara? Do you know off the top of your head?
48.
He's 48. I think Kamara's just under 30, is he not? Or right at 30 years old,
20,
I think.
29.
20, yeah, that's 29. What I thought. Chase Young, he's been around a little. He's 30. Okay, Pledge tells me he's 30. That's not bad, and he's a dual back. That would help the Cowboys' situation at running back.
Do you remember what Kamara did last year, too, in week 2 as well? How many TDs did he have in that game?
Oh, my goodness. That was the game that all opened Cowboy fans' eyes when the Saints just blasted them in week 2. After the Cowboys had beaten Cleveland that everybody thought would be pretty good, the Saints came in and gave the Cowboys a reality check. Michael, that's a good proposal, and it's a realistic proposal, and I like that. As Jera, I'd have to think about that and maybe talk to my son, Steven, and see what he has to say about it as well. But
that's Daddy.
I appreciate the proposal. That's a great proposal. Thanks for the call, Michael. Let's go back to the phone lines. And David, you got a better proposal than Michael just had?
Well, I'm going to play Jerry.
Okay.
And I'm going to call the Jets, and I'm going to propose trading Micah. I don't know if this guy is still playing with them or not, but his name is Quinnen Williams, defensive lineman. So I want to get him and the next 3 number 1s and the next 2 number 2s. That way, when in 2 years, when Arch comes out, I can trade to the number 1 position, the 2 picks, or maybe all 4 picks to whoever has the number 1 choice when Arch comes out, and take Arch.
Okay, David, let me ask you a question now.
Sure.
That's a.
I know it sounds crazy, but hey, you know.
And then you're
after 30 years.
And then you're expecting the Jets to pay him, I don't know, $200 million on top of all of that.
They're the Jets.
Okay, so they're New York.
The Jets.
All right.
Hold on, I think I have audio of the phone call.
David, thanks for the call, man. I appreciate it.
Have a good weekend, guys.
You too, brother. You too. It's just kind of fun. But look, If you're being realistic in this whole thing, you have to start from the fact that, yes, Micah Parsons is a generational player. He's 26 years old, so he's in his prime, maybe not even in his prime yet. So you have to take that into consideration. But any team that trades for this guy, no matter what they have to give up, they're going to have to pay him as well. And the price is not going to get any cheaper. So keep that in mind. Now, Pledge had an interesting take. Now, there's a hole or two in it, but you've got a disgruntled running back in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
So you think the Buffalo Bills should make a phone call to Jerry?
Well, they tried to do this with Von Miller, but Von Miller was at the end of his prime and then seemingly fell out of it while he was in Buffalo. Why not do it with a guy entering his prime?
James Cook.
So why wouldn't you trade Micah Parsons to Buffalo, solve their issues on that side of the ball? They obviously aren't enthusiastic in paying James Cook. Shoddy told us.
Try to shove it up their ass.
You need somebody to do that with.
So you have no faith in Javonte Williams or Miles Sanders or Jaden Blue? Come on, Pledge.
Would you rather pay $13 million a year or $45?
No, James Cook would be a great get. The problem,
but you get 2 firsts with it as well.
But those 2 firsts wouldn't be very good, most likely, because if you had a Micah Parsons to the Buffalo Bills,
sure,
they're going to be Super Bowl favorites.
But that's why you would get,
if they're not already, by the way.
But that's why you get 2 firsts. Because if you're trading him to someone that sucks, I know Micah doesn't have a say in it, but he can raise his stink about it and say, I'm not signing an extension there. So he can, in a way, dictate where he wants to go. The Jets would be a good one because it's in a massive media market, which seems like it would favor Micah's personality.
I think it would. I think he'd like a big media market.
And maybe Breece Hall in a couple of firsts sounds better.
Well, it's interesting, I tell you. And look, again, we're throwing this out there. We're having a little fun with it. And, again, I've been talking about kicking the tires on a trade for Micah Parsons for at least 6 months when we knew this was going to happen. And I think the Cowboys should have done that. And I think part of the reason why they may have poo-pooed it is because of what happened with Luka Doncic. And Jerry didn't want to be in that same position as Nico Harrison. That's part of what I think. Look, you've got – if you did that, first of all, you'd be doing him a favor. I think Micah's going to get paid. Jerry's going to cave. Whenever that happens, it's going to happen. And I know Jerry hates to hear that he's going to cave, but he will. And I think that will happen. But Jerry, if he decides to play hardball, he's got Micah by the junk for 3 years if he wants to do that. And Micah can do nothing about it unless he just, he has fake back injuries or whatever the case may be. But it is Jerry's game at this point in time, and he's got the advantage for the most part. So a trade would solve a lot of problems. You wouldn't have that money on your books. You would get a couple of first-round draft picks that you could deal with and get some things done with in the future. And I just think I think it's malpractice if they didn't at least do that. Now, what they're doing now, who knows, because it's being reported that Jerry and Micah had a secret 4-hour meeting, and David Mulligetta was not a part of said meeting, which is interesting. We'll keep talking about this, and you guys come up with a trade proposal that matches it. I appreciate Michael and David. Both of those proposals were pretty good, and I tell you, Michael's made some sense. It made some sense. So, what do you think? What would it take for you to get Micah Parsons in another uniform if you're Jerry Jones? That's what we're talking about. But when we come back, we are going to talk, yes, don't faint and don't drive off the road. Houston Texans football. We're going to do that? Well, Minix isn't here, so we can do that. It'll be all right. We'll continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Golf Classic is back, baby. Get the crew together. Guys, gals, the whole gang. And join us Monday, September 29th at Olympia Hills Golf Club for a laid-back day full of swings, laughs, and a little friendly trash talk. It's just $120 per player or $400 for a foursome. A steal for a day on a beautiful course with your buddies. Proceeds benefit the Community Foundation of the Hill Country. But don't worry, this isn't Once you've conquered the course, we'll keep the party rolling at the Break Room Bar off Pat Booker Road, where the drinks are cold, the food is hot, and the stories are even better. Get ready to tee off on the best Monday you'll have all year. Grab your spot now at sasportstar.com.
Hey, Twin Peaks fans, Bourbon and Brews is going to be back, but while it's away, sample some of Mexico's finest tequilas every Friday at Twin Peaks Tequila and Cerveza Costume Party. Mix things up with handcrafted margs or keep it simple with perfect shot and 29-degree imports all around. That's Twin Peaks.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. That's ziprecruiter.com/radio. ziprecruiter.com/radio.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Arasti, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist, with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
nice and hot. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Tomorrow afternoon at 6. The Cowboys travel from training camp in Oxnard to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in their first of 3 preseason games. Pre-game at 5. Presented by AA Best Bell Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
You know, it baffles my mind. If you haven't heard this, there's a report from 105.3 The Fan in Dallas by a guy that I trust, that's reliable, that says the Cowboys, Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons had a 4-hour meeting last night. Now, I just want to put you in whatever boss you have, whatever you think of your boss. If he or she came to you and said, hey, Pledge, I need to talk to you, and you were in there for 4 hours, that would be miserable.
I feel like our bosses are in meetings for 4 hours all the time. I never see them in their office unless they're in a meeting with someone.
I don't get it. So I told our boss today, I said, Morgan, I need to talk to you, and it might take 4 hours. She wasn't too thrilled with that. I can't imagine meeting for 4 hours. Now, there could be a lot of things to that. Now, keep in mind, David Mulligetta, as being reported, was not there. That's Micah Parsons' agent, which kind of got this whole thing in a kerfuffle as it is, right? I mean, because Jerry thought he had a deal with Micah back in March, but, well, the agent wasn't involved. He didn't want to get the agent involved. So we are here where we're at right now. And apparently, if you believe the reports, and I have no reason not to, they met again for 4 hours.
I mean, technically, you and Jason have meetings for 6 hours a day.
I couldn't even imagine being locked in a room with Minix for 4 hours. Now, I'm locked in this room with him, but I do. I do get to leave and walk around a minute.
You don't think Micah Parsons got a bathroom break in that 4-hour meeting?
I don't know. Maybe Jerry had that water torture on him. Who knows? I don't know.
I imagine it was well catered, too.
Well, I'm sure it was. Maybe even Jerry broke out the Johnny Walker Blue. Who knows? But I just can't even imagine a 4-hour meeting. Maybe it's to clear the air. Maybe they're, calling each other names. And, sometimes you have a fight with somebody. You're mad at somebody. It just helps to talk it out. And then everything's okay. Maybe that's what happened. And maybe that means there's a deal on the horizon. Or maybe there's not. Maybe there's a trade on the horizon. Maybe Jerry pulled him in and he said, your old buddy Dan Quinn would really like to have you in Washington.
Ooh.
I don't think it would take 4 hours, though. I don't know. I don't know. But a 4-hour meeting. So you take that as you will. And obviously we'll talk more about the Cowboys and Micah and all that stuff coming up here in just a moment. By the way, thanks for spending some of your Friday with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Minix has the day off. And, the room is bigger without Minix in it.
It's more space.
Well, a lot more space, yeah, although he doesn't take up a lot of space, to be honest with you. But having said all that, there's a lot more space in here. That I want to talk a little Houston Texans because, I don't know, in Pledge, I'm going to have to lean on you a little bit for this, but what the hell's going on with Jimmie Ward? This guy arrested again, apparently on a bail violation, because he was drinking alcohol, and that was you weren't supposed to do that. He claims he didn't know he wasn't supposed to do that.
I mean, I could see that. He wasn't in jail for a substance abuse violation of any sort, so I don't know. I've never been arrested like that, so I couldn't tell you. If they explained it to him or if it's common knowledge or you're supposed to know or he didn't know or wasn't paying attention. But I am far more troubled by why he was on probation in the first place than what he was doing on probation.
Well, it doesn't sound like, whether you agree with him or not, and I don't think it's going to matter because being ignorant of something, I don't think a judge is going to take that into consideration because if that's the case, your lawyer should have told you that. So anyway, I don't think that's neither here. I can't imagine he's a member of the Houston Texans for much longer. I really don't.
He's got a lot of really good equity built up with D'Amico.
I get it, but, this is a lot of bad publicity. So we'll see what happens with Jimmie Ward. With C.J. Gardner-Johnson out.
And they're thin at the position.
Then that could have a lot to do with it. So we'll see what happens. But, again, he was arrested again. A bail violation. What is that, twice?
For a June arrest.
Yeah. So
he was arrested in June for
the last 2 months this happened.
Woman called and he allegedly
beat the crap out of her.
Strangled her.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. I love the term that the lawyers used, or the judge
cut off circulation.
Cut off her ability to breathe, or something to that
I think
effect.
it was her circulation.
Yeah. Look, there's a lot of people I like to do that to, but you have to control yourself at some point in time, and so I don't know about Jimmie Ward. He's in trouble, obviously. The Texans did get some good news. Defensive back C.J. Gardner-Johnson carted off the field yesterday, and everybody, from what I understand, you could hear a pin drop when it comes to that, because everybody heard what happened. He was down. He was in pain. The good news is the ACL is not torn. So it's not a torn ACL, but still a severe knee injury. But obviously, if he doesn't have to have surgery, you could hope to get him back at some point in time during the season. They say that they're going to have to run more tests to figure out what's going on. But the good news is, at least there's hope that you're going to have him for some part of the season.
It was a wild couple of hours there for a while, because at first it was reported that his ACL was torn, and then it was later, I guess, revoked, retracted, redacted, however you want, and they said ACL was intact, but they don't. We still haven't heard what the injury is.
No. Yeah, you say they're going to do more tests. So, but obviously it's a severe knee injury. Whatever it happens to be, the good news is it's not a torn, it's not a blown knee. So there is hope that he could perhaps be back. We'll have to wait and see. Now, the Texans have been dealing with a lot of offensive line issues. Everybody knows the story. Last year, their offensive line just sucked, and they got rid of everybody. And they got rid of everybody and started all over.
Titus Howard's still there.
Well, okay. We heard from the general yesterday, John McClain, and he told us that they don't look very good. Well, I don't know if he talked to D'Amico Ryans, the head coach of the Houston Texans, but D'Amico says everything is great.
Yeah, offensive line, overall these past couple of days, they continue to get better and better and better. They've done a great job of, picking up some of the pressures, done a great job just one-on-one protection, passing off games, working with each other. I see that progression. I see the growth in our offensive line, and I'm excited to see them actually go out and do it against someone else. But they've done a really great job while we've been here in West Virginia.
And that matches what I've heard over the last 2 or 3 days in camp, is the offensive line has had much better days. And the encouraging thing about that is where the Texans struggled the most extreme last year was on games, twists, stunts, stuff like that. And hearing D'Amico saying they're identifying and picking up the games, that's encouraging.
Let me just bring you back to reality, Pledge. When's the Texans' first game? September 7th? Real game.
Yeah, they'll play the Los Angeles Rams, who have a very good defensive line.
So what I'm going to tell you, Pledge, you've probably never heard before. We just don't know, because they're all brand new. So D'Amico can say they're looking good. It's training camp, okay? Once we get into the real season, then we'll know. Yes, the L.A. Rams may have, between them, the New York Giants, the Philadelphia Eagles, those are great defensive lines.
The Houston Texans.
The Houston Texans. So we'll see what happens when they get up against Jared Verse and company.
They're practicing against a pretty stout unit themselves.
That's what I love about fans. It's all good. It's all good. C.J. Stroud. Now, they've got a new offensive coordinator, right? And so a couple of tweaks, some things happening there. And C.J. Stroud was asked about that, and he says, sometimes with adjustments, they're growing pains.
Fall in love with the progress and not like the result in the moment. Because sometimes you can throw a ball and it look like a bad ball, but bad communication between, myself and the receiver. So that's just like one point of emphasis on, like having to work through those kinks, because that's what comes in with like a newer scheme. So, but yeah, other than that, like, you still don't want to be turning the ball over or, like see bad plays. But I think we've gotten past that part in camp, and, now it's just like more competitive on both sides. And, but yeah, you got to be able to still compete and like hold yourself to a standard that you're not going to, make mistakes. But when those things happen, learning from them and just having that balance.
C.J. Stroud obviously needs a little bit of a bounce-back season, although everybody says that he regressed a little bit. And I think that's actually true. The offensive line issues being what they were, and the poor guy was on his backside more than he was anything. But the Texans still got into the playoffs.
And we're a play away from beating the Chiefs.
Exactly. And so I'm not sure where he regressed all that much. And it will be interesting to see how he plays this year and how the offensive line plays this year. But I like C.J. Stroud. I'm trying to figure out where he's from. He's from California.
Yeah.
When you listen to him talk, though, I think he'd be from San Antonio, Texas. He got that Texas accent going. Maybe he just learned that since being with the Houston Texans. Does it not sound like he's got that accent, that Texas accent?
I don't hear that.
Play it again.
Hear Cali swag.
Fall in love with the progress and
fall
not
in love
like
with the
result
progress
in the moment.
Come on,
because sometimes you can throw a ball and it look like a bad ball, but bad communication.
That's all Texan, Pledge.
Maybe so.
No pun intended.
Maybe. He was born to be a Texan.
He was. So look. I like C.J. Stroud. I do. I think he's one of these quarterbacks that could be considered at the end of his career one of the best if he continues to improve and do what he does. I think one thing that's concerning is Joe Mixon, and I think that's a concern for the Texans because this guy, I wouldn't think he'd been out this long. It's a foot injury, right?
Ankle
injury. That I know when it happened, and we've come talking about it, it didn't seem that it was going to continue into training camp this long, and now it seems like it could go, who knows, into the season a little bit.
Or is this a vet way of being able to miss most of camp?
Well, it could be, but I don't think so. It's a concern, I think, and I think the Texans are concerned about it. They do have Nick Chubb, Dameon Pierce, so they should be okay if they have to do without him for a couple of games until he gets completely healthy. So we'll wait and see.
The good news is, at least with C.J. Stroud, the Texans' offense, and hoping for a quote-unquote bounce-back year from C.J. Stroud, you talked about the offensive line not being good. If they're even halfway decent.
Yes.
And plus, let's not forget, he lost all of his weapons last year. He lost Nico Collins for a huge chunk of the season. Stephon Diggs tore his ACL. Tank Dell's knee exploded on the football field. I mean, he didn't have a lot to throw to there towards the end.
And he still made it to the second round of the playoffs and damn near beat the Kansas City Chiefs, who went on to the Super Bowl. So it wasn't all that bad. Now, Pledge, I got to talk to you as a Houston Texan fan, and I get that. We work together. We're colleagues. But do I have to talk to another one? Do I have to do that? I mean,
it's your show. You can do what you want.
Well, you know what?
I just put them on hold.
Just for giggles, let's go to the phone lines. 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. Bear with me, everybody. Joshua, welcome to the Blitz.
Hey, thank you, Joe. You know, I just heard the Texans talk, and I was like, man, it just got me excited because after yesterday and the roller coaster I was on, CJ Gardner-Johnson tore his ACL. I thought the season was over. Then all of a sudden, about 30 minutes later, CJ Gardner-Johnson didn't tear it. Just, we don't know yet. We're going to do some more research. And it was just one of those days. And then Jimmie Ward had that incident with the cops, and just now released by ESPN. Jimmie Ward has a date to appear in court on August 13th, I believe. I just saw the notification pop up. But, yeah, I just also want to know, are we going to ask John McClain, when he talked about Desmond Arnett being signed by the Texans and Bob McClain's going to turn over in his grave because of all the allegations, is he going to come out and say that about Jimmie Ward? Because let's be honest, Jimmie Ward is going to still be a Texan by the end of the season. I don't think there's any way he gets released. He's one of D'Amico's friends. D'Amico brought him over from San Francisco. D'Amico's not the kind of guy to release a player who's going through these situations. Again, I wouldn't mind if they released him. He was a liability on the field in coverage. I think your rookie and Jalen Reed is a much better safety than him, and I think he's going to make a lot of plays in filling in for C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So I just kind of want to know about that. And also, can we just all pump the brakes on this offensive line? It's not going to be that bad. We're just mad about these offensive lines.
We just don't know, Joshua, do we? We really don't know.
It's nothing about we don't know. It's about these are fat, slow offensive linemen in shorts and shirts trying to block some of the most athletic men in the league, and they're having to do it walking backwards. Like, come on, guys.
Hey, guess what? Guess what, Joshua? Jared Verse is licking his chops, and C.J. Stroud is shaking in his boots.
Jared Verse can lick his chops, and I would too going against this offensive line. But let's all pump our brakes because they also have a quarterback who I believe has no back, or he has a lot of injuries.
He's old.
On his back.
He's old.
He's got bad disc.
He's old.
And let's just say Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter are licking their chops to seeing what they can do out there. So it's going to be, trust me, if you're tuning in on that Sunday, don't be surprised if you see the barn burner 3-6 type game, okay? There's going to be some bad offensive play, but remember, the offensive line will not be the issue this year. If it's the issue, then something massively has to change with that offense. And I'm talking top to bottom, from quarterback to even to the offensive line.
Quarterback?
Oh, yeah.
Joshua, thanks, buddy. Appreciate the phone call, man. And I appreciate the optimism. You know, Texan fans now starting to sound a lot like Cowboy fans. Right? It's Super Bowl every year. Super Bowl, here we come. Everything's going to be great. Everything's going to be great. I appreciate fans, man. I love fans of all teams. It's fantastic. Todd Archer just posted this. CeeDee Lamb says, you know what? Micah Parsons isn't going anywhere. He's going to be a Cowboy. Dak Prescott said the same thing. We'll hear from Dak Prescott and Brian Schottenheimer on what happened. Cowboys practicing today out in Oxnard. They have a game tomorrow. I'm kind of surprised. More of a walkthrough, I would say, than a practice for the Cowboys. But interesting stuff going on. Secret meeting between Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons. And we're talking about it when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding 1604 with the Blitz.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available for both residential and commercial needs. Hi, Jason Minix here. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my home through the years. They've added extra outlets in the garage, put up a spotlight over one of the grills outside, dimmer lights in the living room. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. Whether you need additional outlets or USB ports, you need to fix a fuse that is always blowing or a flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, never a service charge, and always free estimates, so it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. Hill Electric is a great locally owned, family-run business. Again, never a service charge, always free estimates. Call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or check their website, hill-electric.com. That's hill-electric.com.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants, and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
If you've been injured in an accident, you know there's no shortage of attorneys who want your business. But when it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years. We've successfully represented thousands of injured Texans, earning over 12,000 five-star reviews on Google. So, who is the right attorney for you? Just look at the numbers. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Skin looking and feeling tight, irritated, dry, or just meh? Maybe your skincare routine is missing a crucial step. Meet the Calming Mist Toner from Pharmaceris with hyaluronic acid to deeply hydrate and prebiotics to support your skin's barrier. Just a few soothing sprays after washing your face balances your skin's pH and helps the skincare products you use after work better. Dermatologist developed and known worldwide for premium quality, gentle, effective skincare, Pharmaceris is finally available in the U.S. on Amazon. Real users rave about the Pharmaceris Mist Toner. It actually helped reduce redness. It's so gentle and never leaves my skin feeling dry or tight. The calming properties are amazing. I can feel it. Try the Pharmaceris Calming Mist Toner today and see why it's the skincare step you've been missing. Pharmaceris Calming Mist Toner is available on Amazon for only $14.99. Use promo code SKINMIST to save 20%. That's Pharmaceris, PHARMACERIS, and use code SKINMIST to save 20%.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Shan Sharif of 105.3 The Fan is reporting that Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones held a 4-hour meeting last night without Micah's agent present. ESPN's Todd Archer reporting the Cowboys have not had one call from any team about trading for Parsons. He also is reporting that Micah was not at practice yesterday because of back tightness. Cowboys open up the preseason tomorrow against the Rams. You can catch it right here on San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 5.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The Blitz on a Friday, which always seems to be better than any other day because it's Friday. The weekend is here. It is in sight, and I'm very happy about that. Thanks for tuning in, spending some time with us on your Friday afternoon here on The Blitz on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix has the day off, but we got James Pledger in the glass box of fun doing what he does.
Is what you said sacrilegious against Caleb?
Against who?
Caleb.
Caleb?
I thought you prayed to your Lord and Savior, Caleb the Camel, about Hump Day.
Well, I'm just saying, Friday's Friday.
Day?
Yeah, Hump Day's great. But that's the reason you get over the hump, Pledge, to get to this point in time. It's Friday. And I hope everybody's having a great Friday afternoon. I certainly am. We're having a good time in here. And it's a lot of it has to do with you because, fans are great. I love fans of every team. And especially Cowboy fans who are always optimistic. Always optimistic, except on our YouTube page, San Antonio Sports Star. Glenn says, and he's got all caps. He's yelling at us, Pledge.
I saw that.
Over 30 years of BS, and he lives like a king through his marketing crap, and we suffer as fans.
He's not wrong.
No, he is wrong. He's absolutely wrong. Come on. Again, don't get me on my soapbox, Pledge.
No.
Because it's so easy to say, oh, Jerry, well, you just don't do anything. Jerry, it's all your fault, Jerry. And I just think back 2 short years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think I see it in my mind clearly right now. Green Bay Packers coming into Dallas.
Yep.
Cowboys the 2nd seed in the NFC. No problem. They're going to have 2 games at home, straight sailing right on to the NFC Championship game, if not the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And I didn't see Jerry out on the field. I did not see him playing anywhere. I didn't see him throwing 2 first-quarter interceptions, one that was returned for a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that. I did not see that.
Here we go.
I didn't see the defense looking like a sieve when Jordan Love was up there throwing to whoever he wanted to throw to. Didn't see Jerry out there anywhere. And I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong. I think it was Jerry who put that team together.
He did.
And it was a hell of a team.
It was.
The Eagles pooped the bed.
You keep going back to one team over 30 years.
I'm just talking about recent history. We can go back to some other teams. I'm sure we can. When Tony Romo falls on his butt in Seattle. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a pretty good team who could have had a decent playoff run.
Mm-hmm. I believe that was on the coach.
I can remember. It was? That Romo fell down?
Yeah.
Oh, really? The coach said to fall down?
Mm-hmm.
No, he didn't.
No, but having your quarterback continue to hold snaps after he's assumed the starting quarterback job, it's not the best move, probably.
Look, I'm gonna say this. Jerry has a lot of blame to carry.
Yes.
But to just simply say it's all Jerry's fault is a cop-out. At some point in time, the players have to play. Last year was Jerry's fault. Didn't do anything. Nothing. Last year was a disaster. Now, you can't help the injuries. It still would have been a disaster. But Jerry's put together this team. There's some decent players on this team. They addressed the running game. They went out and got George Pickens. I don't know. There's some pretty good players on that defensive side of the ball. So it's easy just to say, Jerry, it's all your fault, Jerry. At some point in time, the players got to play.
Sure.
And they did not against the Green Bay Packers and got their asses handed to them in front of their home folks in the first round of the playoffs.
They did.
That was unforgivable.
Mm-hmm.
And so that wasn't Jerry's fault. It wasn't Jerry's fault.
That was not Jerry's fault.
No, it wasn't. But everything else is that what you're telling me?
A lot is.
Everything. I just said that. Pledge.
As the head of a corporation, does not everything fall at your feet at the end of the day?
Well, on a football team, it falls at the feet of number 4. That's what it
and
falls.
he takes it.
It falls at
he
his
takes
feet.
it from
Dude,
you and everybody else.
If you want to pay me $60 million a year, $231 million guaranteed, you can spit in my face. You can tell me whatever you want to tell me.
Whoa, this isn't that kind of show, Joe.
I'm just saying. I don't feel sorry for Dak Prescott. All right? Dak Prescott's going to go back to his huge mansion, and he's counting his money in his
Jerry
counting
lives in
room.
a shack?
Well, I'm sure Jerry's got a nice boat. Oh, my goodness. Jerry, I'm doing my best, buddy. I'm trying.
There's the real answer right there.
I'm trying, Jerry. We had this conversation in Nobu. He said, Joe, can you help me out in San Antonio? Give me a hand. You got to help me out. He actually didn't say that. I want me some glory hole. Exactly. And I told him, no, Jerry, that's not happening. I'm not that kind of guy.
Look, I'm just saying, Jerry shoulders a lot of the blame because of the culture that he creates in Dallas. He cares more about making headlines. Be damned what it does to his football team.
Give me a violin here, Pledge.
Because, seriously, he can make Micah play for 24 this year and 28 next and 34 the year after that, whatever.
I wouldn't be upset with him for that.
That's fine. But at some point, morale of your company matters.
Well,
Does
sure.
it not?
Okay, maybe. Are we at a high school football team?
No, we're talking about a real job. Just as any real job, morale matters.
Well, so when you come in here, morale's bad. Are you not going to do your job?
They don't not do their job.
Well, that's
but
what you're
you
telling
can
me.
be mentally beaten down by things to where you're not as good at your job as you might be.
Please mentally beat me down. Please do that and pay me like every one of those Dallas Cowboys.
And also, yes, he could drag this out and do all that and make the players answer these questions for 2 more years and force the trade. Or, last year he could have signed him because Micah came to his agent came to him, as we learned, and said, hey, we're open for business. They said, we got to do CD and Dak and everybody else first, blah, blah, blah. And they still haven't gotten back to Micah since that day. Now, if they would have done it then, it only would have cost about $30 million a year.
Yeah, I know.
Now
that's
you're
it.
looking at $45 a year the longer you string this out.
All right, but let's just go by that and tell me if it's smart. Because it would have been, what, a 4-year deal perhaps?
4 or 5.
Okay, so we'd be into the second year of that.
Yes.
Okay. So next year, guess what? We're in the same boat. Micah's coming back, renegotiating his contract. Now he wants more money. That's what happens. Guarantee it. So now Jerry's just he just took it to this point. I mean, that's what happens, and that's the problem. So we'd be right back in the same boat, talking about Micah Parsons wanting another contract sooner rather than later, after you just gave him whatever, $35 million or whatever you're talking about, and the guaranteed money. So we're right back in the same boat next year.
Or you're not talking about any of these things because you do like Howie Roseman and you play your players when they perform for you, and they go win you a Super Bowl.
Well, that's awesome. And how many people are talking about Howie Roseman and the Philadelphia Eagles today? Nobody. They're all talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry loves that.
Because Jerry loves that more than he loves winning.
I wouldn't say that. Jerry wants to win a Super Bowl. He does. Because he gets no credit for the 3 they won in the 90s. Jimmy Johnson gets all that credit. That's it. So that's my soapbox. And yours too.
I'm just saying, if you haven't done something for 30 years, maybe you change your modus operandi. Maybe you change the way in which you go about things just to see if it yields a different dividend.
What, you change your what? Modus what?
Modus operandi.
Pledge, you coming up with the big words, man. This is a sports talk show, buddy. None of us listening understand that kind of language. Are you kidding me?
Your mode of operation.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. Cowboys do play tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow in L.A. against the Rams, same team that they had the scrimmage with, or not scrimmage, the joint practice with on Wednesday. Tonight, though, we've got some football tonight, and the big news is Shedeur Sanders. He's starting for the Cleveland Browns, and from the reports that I've seen, he's going to play the majority of the game.
Man, you could probably get a cheap ticket preseason game?
Well, you would think so, right? I mean, I got a little chart here. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a little chart here. I don't know if you can see that or not.
It's a beautiful chart, Joe.
It really is, but it shows the ticket prices are outrageous for a preseason game in Charlotte for tonight's game. And I guess that's all on the feet of Shedeur Sanders because everybody wants to see this kid play.
You think it's Bryce Young?
No. I don't even know if Bryce Young's going to play. Maybe he should. If he's not, he should. But
he should.
I don't know if he's going to play or not. I have not seen that. And actually, I'm not that interested in whether Bryce Young plays. Look, preseason football sucks, okay?
I don't know. Watching Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase last night was pretty cool.
Because they played. Most guys don't. It does. I can't wait for the regular season to start. But if you want to book a flight, get up to Charlotte, go see Cleveland, bring your wallet and make sure your credit card has enough available money on it because a good seat's going to cost you about $324. You can get a nosebleed.
Preseason, right?
Preseason. A nosebleed for $54. But it's going to cost you. Going to be interesting. And in all truth be told, I'm anxious to see Shedeur Sanders play. I want to see, look, whether you're talking about Bronny James, Shedeur Sanders, the pressure, Arch Manning, the pressure that is
Bronny
on
has earned that.
These young men is unbelievable. I mean, it really is. It's unbelievable, the pressure on these guys. Now, Shedeur Sanders seems to handle it. I mean, look, his dad arguably was one of the best athletes that ever played the game.
Well, that's Daddy.
Well, there you go. It is. That's why we have that Deuce guy still around. I'm anxious to see this kid play. I want to see if he has any shot at all. Now, I look at guys like Anthony Richardson last night. Now, watch him. And all the critique, all I saw him get, he got blasted. Guy coming around the edge, and this kid got blasted. But the critique after that, it was his fault because he should have seen the blitz coming around and audibled out of the play that they had and gotten rid of the football, and he didn't do that. So
he should have seen it pre-snap. He should have seen it post-snap.
And that's part of the problem. He doesn't play enough football, or he hasn't played enough football. And it's going to be interesting to see if he is even around. Well, I mean, at some point in time, when do you eject on a first-round quarterback? San Francisco did it pretty early. Will Indianapolis do it?
Part of the problem is, much like Trey Lance, who also did not play a whole lot of football.
Not at all.
Also was not on the field because he was always hurt. And going back to his time at Florida, Anthony Richardson's never been on the field for a full season. I think coming out, he played 14 games in 3 years.
Well, then maybe we should start blaming the general manager that drafted that kid. Maybe the general manager in San Francisco that drafted Trey Lance. And maybe we learn a lesson from all of this, boys and girls. The fact that maybe if the kid hasn't played a lot of football, you don't draft him number 3 overall. Maybe that's the lesson we need to learn today from your old Uncle Joe. All right?
Or number 4.
Or number 4. That's what I'm saying. If they haven't played a lot of football, what the hell makes you think that you're going to bring them in and all of a sudden they're going to be the next Joe Montana or Tom Brady?
I think they're trying to get the next Josh Allen.
Or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. My goodness. Dude, my head's going to explode before this day's over. I just think.
It means I'm doing my job.
Well, you and general managers that don't know what the hell they're doing, and everybody blaming Jerry and everything else. Shedeur and the Browns taking on the Carolina Panthers tonight, preseason. That's the only game that's on national TV, by the way. It's on the NFL Network. Do we have that game on tonight, Pledge? Or do we?
No. We've got the Cowboys game tomorrow.
So we don't have any football tonight?
No football tonight.
We had football last night. Why don't we have football tonight?
We didn't have football last night.
I thought we did.
We had no football.
No? Why are we not having any football?
Only preseason game we had was the Hall of Fame game.
Who do I need to talk to? I'll go have the 4-hour conversation with Morgan, and we'll discuss this.
Y'all figure it out.
Stand back there and rip, piss missiles at people.
Yes, exactly right. Project Marvel, how do you feel about it? We talked to our good friend Don Harris about it earlier in the show. He got an interview with former Mayor Ron Nuremberg and former Mayor Henry Cisneros. We will hear from those two gentlemen when we return right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Rising hot! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Tomorrow afternoon at 6, the Cowboys travel from training camp in Oxnard to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in their first of 3 preseason games. Pre-game at 5. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
We're on the air with Joe Exotic. Okay, so we get 2 baby tigers. Like, in 6 months, what do they weigh?
About 80, 90 pounds in 6 months.
80, 90 pounds?
They'll start eating a cow a week about 1.5 years.
Really? Now, if you have a dog that you don't like, do you just throw it in there?
People have been known to feed their husbands to them, so why not a dog?
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
School's out, summer's in, and that vacation countdown is officially on. But what about your four-legged MVP? Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma has your furry family member covered. Daycare, boarding, grooming, and training, they've got it all. They're built for your pet's health, happiness, and tail-wagging good times. If you're in the military, your teacher, or your first responder, they've got barking good exclusive discounts. So go ahead, book that trip, hit the beach, crush your summer plans. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit has your pet in good hands. Because home away from home isn't just for humans. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits in Selma.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Juice box. I'm a mom.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check. Oh, hot sauce. Take it.
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins, a balloon. Wait one sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 per month on Experience Beyond. Finance agreement $829.99 and qualifying porting. For well-qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay out via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
If you have back-to-school shopping to do, then you should make Macy's your first stop. That's because your Macy's store has back-to-school essentials at incredible prices, like complete looks from Epic Threads, Levi's, and Abercrombie Kids. Character outfits from Hello Kitty, Mickey, and Minnie Mouse. Plus, backpacks from JanSport and High Sierra. The best part? Get it all for 25 to 50% off. That's right, up to half off. But hurry in. These back-to-school deals end Sunday at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle. Oh, sweet, sweet football. We had a full weekend of it. We'll talk about that. And you know what? We'll probably start talking about next week's football as well. It's that time of the year. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yeah, I'm looking at our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, and Claymore's on there, and he says, you know, if you're betting on preseason football, you might want to seek help. He says in particular, the Hall of Fame game. I didn't bet on that game, Claymore, but I have to confess I did bet on the Bengals last night. and took the over. So I actually split on the game. But you're right in so many ways, but it's football. And it's so hard not to just say, I'm just going to put a bet on this. Like tonight, I mean, I don't know what the line is. I'll have to find out what it is on with Carolina and Cleveland. But with Shedeur starting, maybe I have a little faith in the kid. Put a couple of bucks down on Shedeur Sanders and go from there.
Throw a little juice on the action.
I might do that. I'll have to look at my phone here because we can't do this illegally in the state of Texas. So,
well, I don't want you to go home and beat your wife.
Well, dude, if I told you, my wife would beat the crap out of me. All right, there's no problem there. If I said anything, it's like, mm-hmm. So,
and for those that maybe didn't hear that interview, we had this fine city councilman.
No, he was a state representative. Yes, Texas state representative, just for the state. That
he had these imaginary numbers.
Yeah, well, he did, and it was ridiculous, and they don't want to. Let me start on that. You talk about something that makes my head explode. Goodness gracious. Talking about that today with somebody at the gym, talking about legalized sports gambling in the state of Texas. And it's like ridiculous because, King Dan Patrick doesn't want us to do anything that might upset him. I digress. As I look here in my my little app, which I think is legal. I don't know, maybe not. I'm not sure. The Panthers are a 6-point favorite tonight.
I guess Bryce Young's playing.
Wow, 6-point
or maybe
favorite
Andy
tonight.
Dalton.
The total on this thing, 33.5. Boy, that seems awfully low. And then you got the Lions and the Falcons.
All the games hit over last night.
All of them. Yeah, every one of them. Lions and Falcons, 33. Now, you think about that. 33 is a pretty low number.
The Lions only scored 7 in the Hall of Fame game.
I get it. So they're going to have to do better than that. Now, I don't think Jared Goff's going to play tonight. Hendon Hooker played for the Lions in that Hall of Fame game. I love that guy in college. He was fantastic.
I was about to say.
The Commanders are taking on the Patriots, and I think Drake May is going to play in this game for the Patriots. They're a 6.5-point favorite, by the way. The Patriots are. The Lions are favored against the Falcons by 3.5, and again, the Panthers are a 6-point favorite over the Cleveland Browns tonight. I'll have to research some of that, but I might have to throw a couple of bucks down. I mean, why not? If you're going to be watching, it makes it that much more interesting and entertaining. Would you bet on Project Marvel being done and getting a clear path to getting this thing done, getting the Spurs a new arena and upgrading the downtown progress that it is? Would you bet on that happening? I think the odds would say yes. I really do. I think the odds would say yes because I think this thing is done no matter what the mayor wants to do or is trying to do or whatever the case may be. Look, I haven't talked to her, so I'm not sure what her mindset is. I'm only going by what happened at the city council meeting the other day where she wanted to take a strategic pause in all of this, and she was voted down. So that's not going to happen, at least now. Now, our good friend Don Harris, who joined us earlier on the show from News 4 San Antonio, got an interview with Ron Nuremberg, of course, our last mayor before this current one, and Henry Cisneros, who was mayor back in the 90s, I believe, when the 80s, 90s, when the Alamo Dome was built. And he was the big push. He was the big cheerleader for that building to get built. Henry was. So Don got a chance to talk with these two gentlemen, and Ron Nuremberg says the best way to do this is to get it done quickly.
Getting this done efficiently, swiftly, in a way that's prudent to the public, which is what we've been driving to do, I think is the right thing. And, again, once the term sheet is done, that's not when actually the construction starts. There's a lot of other work to be done. So it's important as they continue to move forward and, again, get this deal commenced.
Yeah, and it's too bad that Ron Nuremberg is not still the mayor of this fine city. He was term limited out. He couldn't run again, so that's why he's not. But like Ron Nuremberg, and think he did a fine job here. He also says that, look, it is the Spurs. They're important to this city. They do a lot for this city, and it's kind of the face of the city in many, many ways, so you need to deal with them fairly.
We need to make sure that we deal fairly as they have dealt with us. They have been one of the staunchest community partners in terms of investment in all things community related. And so we need to deal with them in a forthright, good faith manner. I think if we do that, we're going to continue to have great success with the Spurs.
Well, I think so too, and I think that's what everybody wants in a deal like this. You just make sure it's fair, and that everybody's on the same page. And but again, and I'll tell you flat out, when the Spurs came out publicly and said they're going to contribute $500 million to this project and cover the overruns of this thing, it blew me away. So I mean, literally, most professional teams don't do that. Everybody calls for them to do that. Everybody wants them to do that. Everybody wants them to pick up the tab for the entire thing. Now, keep in mind, even if the Spurs said, all right, we'll cover the cost of the arena. All right, we'll pick up the entire cost, whether that's whatever it is, $1 billion, $5 billion, whatever it is. We'll cover the whole cost. You still have Project Marvel that needs to get done and all the stuff that goes with that. Can you imagine what the downtown area is going to look like once all this is done? With the refurbishment of the Alamo Dome, which right now the NCAA has basically said we're out because there are better places to go. But you refurbish that thing, the NCAA is going to be back in the mix. Convention center space, it's huge. Hotel rooms, bars, restaurants. It's going to benefit everybody. It just is. So I'm not sure what the opposition bases their opposition on.
And basically, they are committing to pay for the entirety of the stadium in a sense, because instead of just spending that entire $1 billion plus on the stadium, they've split it. They're putting $500,000 into the stadium.
$500 million.
$500 million, sorry. And then the overages for whatever that may and they're taking the other 500 and they're putting it into that bar district. They're putting it into getting that started, and maybe that helps the failures of the East Side development or whatever it was. The fact that there's going to be a place to start from. You're not starting from scratch. The Spurs are starting with $500 million in development there.
Our downtown area is a tourist attraction. Everybody agrees with that. They make a lot of money from tourists downtown, hotel rooms, all of the above, with the restaurants and the bars and all of that stuff. And can you imagine having a Texas Live type place to go? And I don't know if that's what it'll look like. I'm just speculating because that's what it is in Dallas with Jerry World and Globe Life Stadium there, where the Rangers play. And it's a fantastic place to go before and after the game. It's outstanding. Now, Henry Cisneros was also interviewed by our friend Don Harris. And, he warned us a little bit without warning us a little bit.
When you look at cities across the country, once they've lost an election, the bloom is off the road and it gets ugly. That's what happened in Oakland. I watched that happen. They went through several generations of city officials that could never get it together, and they lost some elections. Even Kansas City lost an election for a stadium, and the Chiefs, as solid as they are, had to look around. So losing an election that involves backing your team is not the way you want to go. I worry that as loyal as the Spurs have been to San Antonio and as loyal as San Antonians have been to the Spurs, there are other cities who badly want basketball teams. Seattle has been without a team for 20 years or so. Las Vegas, nobody thought that professional sports would go to Las Vegas because of gambling, but football is there now. They've won a hockey championship. They're about to get a baseball team. They have our women's WNBA team. So Las Vegas is sitting there wanting a basketball team to top them all off, and then you've got Austin up the road. So we can't fool around with this. I think we have to get that arena built.
It's just Henry Cisneros again. He was the cheerleader, the biggest cheerleader, and the biggest proponent and the biggest doer, I think, partly Red McCombs has some stuff to do with that too, but to get the Alamo Dome built, and look at all the stuff we've had in that Alamo Dome because it was built. And look, it will continue with Project Marvel. I hope this comes around, and it looks like the city council is going to vote on this and vote in the affirmative, and that will move forward. Bexar County's already said yes to raising using the tax dollars from the hotel motel tax and rental car and all that for their portion of it. So this thing is moving forward. I just don't like the fact that we've got somebody that came in here that was elected by the people, and if that's what the people elected her for, then great. And if that's what you want her to do, and that's what she thinks her mission is to stop this project, well, then she's trying her best, I will say.
I'll say this as it pertains to Project Marvel and everything that surrounds it. We're thinking of it, the stadium. It's a big deal. You mentioned the bar district, which is phenomenal. And I think about what I saw during different finals runs, right? Like, I remember a few years ago, you remember when Milwaukee won a championship? They kept flashing to the Deer District.
Always, yes.
Up in Canada, the Air Canada Center, outside, they had those massive spatial watch parties out in there. People talk enough about how expensive it is to go to games, to actually go to these events live. But at least with something like Texas Live, like a bar district area, you get to enjoy the game with fans of like mind, and it's almost like you're at the game. And then as they're coming out of the game, they're pouring into there. So it gives you that feeling without having to spend the same amount that you would to be in the actual game.
I agree. Well said. I mean, absolutely. Look, you and I are for this. I know Minix is for it. Don Harris is for it. Most sports people are for it. But most people that are, I think, forward thinkers are for this thing. And again, I wish somebody that disagrees with this would give me a reason why you disagree with it. It's not going to cost the average citizen of San Antonio a dime. It's not. Unless you go down to downtown and rent a hotel room. And if you do that, great. I do that from time to time. But that's the only way. It's not going to cost you anything other than that. And I love that. Our good buddy Don Harris brought up the fact that people were upset that maybe ladies of the night might be affected. And if that's the case, just raise your price, darling. Mm-hmm. That's all you got to do. Raise your price. There's something that came out, but I want to make sure that it's real. And if it is, we will discuss it on the other side. It pertains to your San Antonio Spurs. We'll talk about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is calling all golfers. The Fall Golf Classic is back. Mark your calendars for Monday, September 29th, and lock in your spot for one of the most fun golf events of the year at the Olympia Hills Golf Club. For just $120 per player, or $400 for a foursome, you'll get 18 holes of fun, friendly competition, and non-stop laps with your crew. But don't wait. Spots will sell out fast. And once they're gone, they're gone. This isn't your average uptight tournament. It's all about cutting loose, enjoying the day, and supporting a great cause. The Community Foundation of the Hill Country, presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Charm Club, and sponsored by Fly by Yingling and PPL Motorhomes. And when the final putt drops, the party's just getting started. Head over to the Break Room Bar on Pat Booker Road for the official after party. Cold drinks, great food, and the perfect finish to a perfect day. Don't get left out. Grab your crew, grab your clubs, and get ready for a Monday you won't forget. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems, like snoring, aches and pains, hot sleep, or even an old saggy mattress that can keep you up at night. And our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now you can upgrade to a queen mattress and adjustable base for just $399.99. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up. I want winners. Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off. I like this kind of party! From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
I just got my 1604 expansion report. It's always fun to do. And I can't figure the damn thing out.
Is that a daily report?
Well, no, I get it before every weekend, right? So usually on Friday like that, what they're going to shut down tonight and will be shut down for the rest of the weekend. But I can never figure that thing out.
I know Blanco shut down from 9 to 5.
Blanco? I don't give a damn about Blanco. I don't really care.
It
doesn't
the
affect me.
crossover there.
Doesn't affect me.
It affects me, Joe.
Well, it doesn't affect me, so it doesn't really matter.
And maybe it affects our listeners.
Well, if it does, I'm sorry, but it doesn't affect me, so that's all that matters. Hey, welcome to the
Real
Blitz
team guy,
here
that Joe Reinagel.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I am Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix has the day off. James Pledger in there complaining about Blanco Road. What the hell? Something came out today, and I was a little bit leery about saying anything because I guess it was last week. We had a fake Sham Charania tweet announcing a Christmas Day schedule for the NBA. And so we were very careful about that. I almost got caught up in it, but luckily we have checks here at the radio station, so I didn't. But I know there were a couple of people that did get caught up into that. But Sham Charania, the real one, we have verified this, that has released the NBA Christmas Day schedule on ESPN and ABC. It's going to kick off with the Cleveland Cavaliers at the New York Knicks, followed by your San Antonio Spurs at the Oklahoma City Thunder. So the Spurs will be playing on Christmas Day. That will be followed up by the Houston Rockets at the Los Angeles Lakers. The Dallas Mavericks will travel to Golden State to battle the Warriors Christmas night, and then the nightcap is going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Denver Nuggets. Are you excited that the Spurs are going to be playing on Christmas Day, or does it matter to you? I mean, it's been a while since the Spurs have played. I couldn't tell you when the last time the Spurs have played on Christmas Day, but I think that tells you something. First of all, Victor Wembanyama. You know, people want to see him. But I think the fact that they've signed De'Aaron Fox and that this team actually has some hope to be a decent team and get into the playoffs, it might have a lot to do with that. But they are playing the defending NBA champions in the Oklahoma City Thunder. So do you like that? Are you happy about that? I don't know, because here's what they're going to be up against on Christmas Day, because the NFL wants to take over everything. This Christmas, and this schedule's been out a while, it's going to start off at noon with your Dallas Cowboys taking on the hated Washington Commanders.
So everybody in the city's already checked out.
Pretty much, right? And then after that game, the Detroit Lions will take on the Minnesota Vikings in Minneapolis.
You may catch the end of the Spurs game.
Perhaps. Then you have the Denver Broncos playing at the Kansas City Chiefs as the nightcap on Christmas night.
Yeah, so much for Nuggets Timberwolves.
Yeah,
I'm locked into
exactly, dude. You know, and that is one thing. And if Minix were here, I don't know if he'd have the Spurs on the little TV and the Cowboys on the big TV.
Absolutely.
Probably so.
There's not a question.
I just, you know, in a way, and look, it's not the NBA's fault. I mean, Christmas Day has kind of been the NBA's day since it began. But to go up against the NFL, especially in this town, to go up against the Dallas Cowboys, which begs the question. And I'm talking to everybody out there, whether you're a Cowboy fan or not, because I know most of you are Spurs fans. I'm assuming most of you are. If you had a choice, and there's both of those games on at the same time, and you only have one channel to watch, one TV to watch, what are you watching?
It's not a choice.
Are you watching the Cowboys? Or are you watching the Spurs? Or are you flipping back and forth when you can? I think it's a legit question to ask. Now, for me, I'm a big Spurs fan, but it's December. I'm sorry, I'm not watching that game. Maybe I'm flipping back and forth in a commercial or two, but I'm watching the Cowboys-Commanders game.
Let's hypothetically play this out. Spurs are, let's say, hovering around 500. Does that seem fair?
Yeah, but what, at 20-20 or 15-15?
You think they played 40 games by December?
No, they haven't. That's the point. They just started.
Yeah, I'm talking like 10-10.
No, because December basketball in the NBA is worthless.
And the Cowboys and Commanders are playing for a wild card spot, basically.
Could be. Or who knows? The NFC East.
Or the NFC East.
I'm just saying, no. I mean, and it wouldn't even matter.
It just matters more
it does.
at that point in the calendar for the NFL.
Look, It's just, to me, now there are some people on our YouTube page. You can go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, like and subscribe when you get there. There are some people, though, that say they're going to be watching. Gilbert P. says, I'm watching Spurs. Claymore says, Luka Lakers versus Cooper Flagg, Nico Harrison storyline. I get that, but
that's
the Cowboys,
not that game, is it?
Cowboys game will be over. Luka Lakers, no.
Luka's playing the Rockets.
Yeah, they don't play the Lakers, Claymore.
The Mavericks
that's
play
what
the
they
Warriors.
should have done. Maybe he's saying the NBA missed it. Maybe they should have. Maybe they should have set that up. Because on the fake Shams tweet, they had the Lakers at Dallas that day.
Oh, I just noticed something else about
that
this.
would have been good. What?
All 3 Texas teams are playing on Christmas Day.
What does that mean, I wonder?
Mm.
I'm not sure if it means anything.
They're all on the road, too, by the way.
Yeah, they are all on the road. Now, Shams also tweeted out opening day in the NBA, and I'm not sure what the date is on this. But
October 21st.
Okay, there you go. Rockets at Thunder, Warriors at Lakers. Rockets at Thunder, it's a good opening matchup. I really do, because I think the Rockets are going to be pretty damn good. Obviously, the Thunder are going to be good. Warriors, I don't know. Lakers, I don't know. Although you've got a very trimmed up Luka Doncic playing for those L.A. Lakers. It's going to be interesting to see, and I just find it funny. And again, I hate the fact that the NBA has to deal with the NFL. And they're going to have to continue to deal with it. But Christmas Day falls on a Thursday this year, which means next year it's on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Monday. And so they're going to have to deal with this over the, 5 or 6 years.
Yep.
That they're going to have to continue to deal with that. And if
only on Wednesdays, Christmas on Wednesdays, are the NBA going to be able to have any semblance of a day?
Well, it was Wednesday last year, and the NFL was all over it.
Oh, that's right. We had to play.
That's what I'm thinking. I think that I don't know. The NFL is going to find a way to get Christmas Day and steal it away.
You mentioned the opener, though. You know what the opener means?
What?
That NBA opener means it marks the start of
what, NBC? Do I care?
The NBA is back on NBC.
Well, that's great. Good for them. Look, as much as, I like my good friend Don Harris, who works for the NBC affiliate here, I was a CBS guy, Pledge, for 25 years.
That's fine. Do you not have fond memories of the NBA on NBC as a kid?
Not really.
Watching Jordan and the Bulls?
But I didn't care what channel it was on. I only had 3 channels back then anyway.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter.
But you always heard Brown Ball Ruckus.
So Bobby Sign says, you can split the screen. I'm not splitting the screen. Fred says YouTube has it too, and I can do that. I can put 4 different things up there, but I'm not doing that. Are y'all doing that? Bobby, Fred, is that what y'all are doing? I'm serious. I'm not. If it was, I don't know, April, maybe, May, perhaps, playoffs, then I would, but December? To me, the NBA season doesn't begin until Christmas Day. And now that the NFL has kind of taken over all of this stuff, I feel bad for the NBA because, look, LeBron said it last Christmas. The NBA kicked our ass, or the NFL kicked our ass.
Yeah.
And
they're going to continue to.
And they will, and it's just sad. But I wanted to put that out there. I am happy that the Spurs are playing on Christmas Day because it just tells you a lot about the feelings of the TV networks, if nothing else, about how the Spurs are going to be. And you got 2 small market teams playing against each other. Obviously, Oklahoma City is the defending champions. But the Spurs, Oklahoma City, kind of mirror each other in a lot of different ways, city-wise.
Riverwalk-wise?
Well, not even. There's no comparison, Pledge, to the Oklahoma City's Riverwalk and our Riverwalk. I'm sorry. Oklahoma City's a nice place, which, by the way, they have a nice minor league ballpark right downtown, and it's really nice.
Missions are about to get one, right?
Well, yeah, kind of a little outside of downtown. I guess closer to downtown, but it's not. I don't know. I guess it's considered downtown, but it's where Project Marvel is. That I consider that downtown.
Okay.
Right. And the other one, it is technically, I guess. But I don't know. I'm glad they're getting a new stadium. They deserve it, and that's a good thing. So
It's just deeper in downtown.
Well, kind of. You know, it's,
you're like, if it's off
I don't know what you consider
37.
I don't know what
it's
you consider downtown. I mean, to me, downtown, I want to see some big buildings, right? I want to see that. I want to see the Hemisphere Tower. That's downtown to me. Now, where they are is close to downtown. It's
downtown adjacent.
Maybe it's technically downtown, but it's not, to me, downtown. I don't know. I mean, that's just kind of the way I look at it. I think I'm glad they're doing it. It's a great spot. It's going to be a great stadium, and I'm happy for the Missions. But downtown, I'm not sure I consider that downtown. I don't know.
You just don't know.
Well, most people probably do know, but I don't. And somebody tell me, do you think the Mission Stadium is considered a downtown venue? The new one, not the Wolf, the new one. I don't, it's like just outside of downtown, maybe. Now, Fred says baseball stadium is downtown.
I thought it was downtown.
I'll take his word for it, but I'm not sure, Fred. I don't know. I'm not sure.
He needs it to be like right next to the Frostbank Center.
I need it to be
or the
next
Frostbank Tower.
to the Hemisphere Tower.
Oh, the Hemisphere Tower.
Or the Frostbank Tower. Or one of the other towers that's downtown.
Well, knock down one of those old buildings.
Fred says I need to visit downtown. You're probably right, Fred. I probably do. I tell you what, we're going to give somebody an opportunity, though, to visit the Hunters Extravaganza. Takes place August 15th through the 17th. By the way, we're going to be broadcasting down there, I believe, on the 17th. I'm not sure what next Friday, the 15th, I guess, is when we're going to be broadcasting live down there, the Blitz, Jason and I, next Friday, August 15th at Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. You can get your tickets at ttha.com. And, of course, it is brought to you by the Texas Trophy Hunters Association. But if you want to win a pair of tickets right now, the granddaddy of all hunting shows is back. You want a pair of tickets to go see that? All you have to do is be caller number 7 right now, 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. Caller number 7. You get a pair of tickets to go see the Hunters Extravaganza. Good luck. We'll continue here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding 281 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
How about them Cowboys? We rise as one in Texas, sporting handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam and lemonade on game day together, because people are good for you, especially for us in Cowboys country. Presented by Jim Beam, bringing fans together across Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024, James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
It's Jason and Joe from the Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 21st and 22nd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. So join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas.
Details and discounted rooms with promo code BLITZ available online at sasportstar.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter Get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, Twin Peaks fans, Bourbon and Brews is going to be back, but while it's away, sample some of Mexico's finest tequilas every Friday at Twin Peaks Tequila and Cerveza Costume Party. Mix things up with handcrafted margs or keep it simple with perfect shot and 29-degree imports all around. That's Twin Peaks.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-924-7415. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
It's your city and your budget. Meet us in your neighborhood for a town hall meeting in August to learn about the proposed budget. Find the dates and locations at sa.gov/budget or call 311. See you there.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Shan Sharif of 105.3 The Fan is reporting that Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones held a 4-hour meeting last night without Micah's agent present. Both Jones and Parsons were absent from practice yesterday. Well, the Cowboys open up the preseason tomorrow against the Rams at SoFi Stadium. You can catch that game right here on your home for Cowboys football. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It gets you started at 5 o'clock.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And it's Friday, everybody. And if you're just getting off work at 5 o'clock, congratulations. Your weekend is here. Happy you made it, and happy you're spending some time with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. Jason Minix has the day off. And I guess I'm wrong. I don't know my downtown area, and I'm a little disappointed about it. But that's all right. It's Friday. It's Friday. That makes everything better. I've been, I guess, corrected many times, James Pledger, that, I just don't know where downtown is.
You just don't know.
I just don't know. But apparently everybody's telling me it's downtown. All over our YouTube page, which is San Antonio Sports Star. Go there, like, and subscribe to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. I think you even got a phone call, right, from somebody that's pretty grumpy.
They were very adamant that it was downtown, Joe.
Downtown, Joe. All right. It's downtown. I admit it. All right? It's downtown. Congratulations, everybody.
Look, if it doesn't fall in the shadow of the Alamo Dome, you don't consider it downtown.
you know what I'm talking about. Now, I guess technically it's downtown, and I get that, but there are no tall buildings there next to where the Missions are going to build that stadium. There aren't. And so I'm thinking about the Alamo Dome, and then you come on the other side of 37 there's a bunch of tall buildings there. That I'm considering that downtown. But if everybody wants to say that's downtown, I'm fair enough. I'm in. I admit it. I'm wrong. TJ says, does Joe know anything? Dude, this might be the first time I've been wrong about anything. Are you kidding me?
Anything.
Well, maybe.
Here we go.
Maybe there was once or twice. Who knows? I don't know.
I was wrong.
You were right. Yeah, whatever, dude. That was taken out of context, by the way.
What?
Yeah, it was. It was taken out of context, and you know it. Yada, blah, 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 blah.
Is that out of context, too?
That's how I started the show today. I'm telling you, you know it's going to be one of those days, man, when I'm doing Sports Center and the final sentence, I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Yada, blah, 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 blah. Exactly, right? Oh, my goodness. Really happy you guys are here, whether you're criticizing me or not. I just don't care. I could go into the weekend all sad and crying and all of this stuff. No, we've had a great day here today, man. I tell you what, it has been. Again, football tonight. Saw something that might help you if you were thinking about gambling, putting a little wager on Shedeur Sanders today. Because got a tweet here. The Browns list 24 players who will not play tonight, including their entire starting offensive line.
Good luck,
yeah,
Shedeur.
Shedeur's gonna, I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Please.
Maybe
My
he
goodness.
is being set up to fail.
The entire starting offensive line will not play for the Cleveland Browns. You know, I was wondering why the Browns were a 6-point dog. A 6-point dog in this game to the Carolina Panthers. And I don't know who's going to play for the Panthers, but that seemed like a lot to me. But now maybe I understand it a little bit better. What do you got? Breaking news we got. What do we got, Pledge?
We got further testing revealed that Texan safety C.J. Gardner's knee injury isn't as serious as it could have been, and it's not out of the question he could be back as soon as the regular season opener against the Rams.
Wow. How about that? Well, that is good news for the Texans, especially as bad as that seemed, when it happened yesterday, because the description of what was taking place out there on the practice field.
Season ending.
But I mean, they said it was quiet. You could hear a pin drop when that happened. So obviously, great news for the Houston Texans. And look, I'm happy for C.J. Gardner-Johnson. That's fantastic that it's not as bad as all of that. So good for him. You know, that Texans defense is going to be pretty solid. It's got the potential to be pretty solid this year. So if they can put up some points, they're look. I'm good. I think. I mean, I think they're going to be really good. Obviously, they're the class of that division. I don't think anybody can touch them in that. And again, I just look back. If C.J. Stroud and that offensive line play just a little bit better than they did, man, they're really close to knocking off Kansas City.
I'm not asking for a miracle. I'm asking for them to be middle of the pack as an offensive line. Just be in the middle.
Middle of the pack. Yeah. Well,
if you can give CJ any kind of time whatsoever and just not be atrocious, that offense can be good.
Let's just celebrate the good news today, Pledge. All right, C.J. Gardner-Johnson is not as bad as thought. So, because with the offensive line, I want to see him against the L.A. Rams and that defensive front that they have, because it is a monster. That's my a lot depends on Matt Stafford. I'll be honest with you. The guy is getting old. He's taking a lot of beating.
He's going to take another one on opening day.
Yeah, whatever. He's taken a beating in his career, obviously with all those horrible years that he had in Detroit and the bad teams that they had in Detroit. But he goes to the Rams, wins a Super Bowl, and now I think they've got the makings of another contender over there. I think they win their division, quite frankly.
I thought they legitimately had the only chance at beating Philly in the postseason.
Well, they had them on the ropes. And they had them on the ropes in Philadelphia in nasty weather, if I remember correctly.
If they just could have stopped Saquon Barkley at any point in that game.
Yeah, that's everybody Philly plays. That's exactly right. But again, and that's what's concerning, not only for the Texans with the defensive lines. You see the emphasis is changing in the NFL with a lot of these defensive lines that these teams are building. Because you look at the Philadelphia Eagles has got one of the best. You look at the New York Giants, and whatever you think of the New York Giants, they're going to have one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. Both of those teams, the Cowboys' offensive line is going to have to deal with. The Texans got a great defensive line. The LA Rams have a sensational defensive line. So you see, I love trends like this because you can see where teams and things shift year to year. Defensive lines are important. Pass rushers have become important.
Cowboys have a pretty good defensive line.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know what Mozzie Smith is going to do. That guy's been a joke since they drafted him.
Well, I assumed he wasn't making the team.
Well, he may not. Jay Toya has been the guy. And have you seen that dude? He's a freaking monster.
Yeah.
He is a freaking monster, that guy. So we'll see what he can do.
But I look at Toya, you got Osa Odighizuwa, you got Micah Parsons, you've got...
Well, Osa got paid, so he's probably going to get hit by a car. So I don't know. I mean, that's a possibility.
But Donovan Ezaraku, y'all could not stop talking about him when y'all were there. Marshawn Nealon, Dante Fowler, Sam Williams, just waves and waves. And they can keep their entire defensive line fresh. Remember what they called the Giants back when they upset the Patriots? Their NASCAR package?
Well, it just goes to show you, do you really need Micah Parsons?
Oh.
I wonder. Because you got a lot of talented guys there. A lot of guys that maybe could become the next Micah Parsons.
Maybe you could fill some holes with a Micah Parsons.
You very well could be. We asked this question earlier in the show, and we got some great responses. What would it take if you were Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys to trade number 11, to get rid of him and get him off the books and have him be somebody else's issue? And I say issue, he's a great player, all right? I mean, salary-wise, issue. Because, again, the Cowboys, and I know Minix and a lot of Cowboy fans disagree with me, but when you have those kind of salaries on the books, man, that's tough to overcome. It is tough to overcome. You sent out something the other day, Pledge, that I thought was really fascinating. Dak Prescott's going to count $50 million on the cap this year. The Philadelphia Eagles, A.J. Brown, the other receiver, and I think
Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts.
All three of those guys are like 45 combined. So I just don't think you can just say that it's not a big deal.
There are two sides to every coin, right? So that is a very interesting headline grabby thing because A, it's got Dak Prescott, B, it shows the cap hit that he incurs and that they don't. Problem is, it's the way that the money's structured, right? Because you look at 2027, Dak Prescott's cap hits I think it was $30 million, and theirs is 168 combined.
Well, don't let facts get in the way of the point I'm trying to make here.
No,
Pledge.
I get it, but it's how you structure your contracts. And Jerry,
no, it's true.
Jerry doesn't pay early, so he pays a lot up front.
We'll see what happens because Tyler Smith is next. He's going to be next year. Will that be a problem?
You mean next in terms of being strung out?
Well, I don't know if he'll be. If he wants to get paid, he'll get paid. Apparently, Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott didn't want to get paid. Not really. Dude, I don't know.
It's a big burden to get that much money.
Jerry is going to do Jerry things. And if you're a Cowboy fan, you just get used to it. He's not going anywhere until he's 6 feet under. And then you've got Steven to deal with.
That's closer than.
Well, I get that, but I'm just saying the Joneses aren't going anywhere. They're going to be around. If you don't like the way they do business, just get used to it because that's the way that it is. And who knows? Look, we're at Cowboys camp, And watching these players, they have got some talented players on this roster. They do. And some guys that didn't make it, there were high draft picks that didn't make it with the team that picked them, but are getting a second opportunity with the Dallas Cowboys. And most of these guys are in one-year deals. So Jerry has assembled a pretty good squad, at least some talent. Now, will they gel? Will they all come together? Time will tell. But Jerry has assembled a pretty good staff. Look, I love the running game. When we first got there, first day in pads, the running backs, they were the winners. They were the winners of that first day of practice. All three of them. You're talking about Jaden Blue, Javonte Williams, and Miles Sanders. All of those guys were winners. They were running the football and running the football hard.
Deuce, too?
No, I didn't see Deuce.
Gadget Juice.
I think Deuce was hurt somewhere. Well, I'm sure we'll get to see Deuce tomorrow night and Phil Maffa, because I don't think anybody else is going to play. Maybe Hunter Lupke might see some time, but I don't know that.
He's too important.
But I think we're going to see a lot of Phil Maffa and and probably a lot of Deuce Vaughn too.
That's
nobody
probably
else
really good for Phil Maffa, because I've heard good things about him at camp.
Yeah, but
Brian Schottenheimer speaks very highly of him.
He's the odd man out. I'm telling you, he is. Because, look, the three that I just mentioned are going to make the team. Now, maybe Maffa makes it as the fourth guy. I guess it depends on what you want to do with special teams and those kind of things, because that's a big deal too. Guys that don't necessarily are going to make much of a difference, say, in the running game. If you're talking about Phil Maffa, he may be a hell of a special teams player. And that may be the difference there. But I'm going to tell you, and again, this is not taking up for Jerry Jones, all right? It's not what I'm doing here. But he has assembled a talented squad. I don't think they're talented enough to get to the Super Bowl, but you know what? Who knows? Who knows? There's always a team every single year that comes out of the clear blue sky. Washington was that team last year. Nobody expected Washington to get to the NFC Championship game, yet they did. So I'm just saying, could it be the Dallas Cowboys? It could be. I mean, could it be, I don't know, mention somebody. It could be anybody coming out of the blue and making a push that you don't expect to make. And
Tennessee Titans.
No, that's not going to happen. The Dallas Cowboys could very well be that team. Well,
they're talented enough to.
As some famous guy says, you just don't know. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. And Dak Prescott talking about Micah Parsons. We're going to hear from Dak coming up here in just a moment. His thoughts on the whole deal and what's going on, and is he frustrated by it or is he not? We'll hear from Dak. And who knows what else we're going to get into. It's time. It's Friday. We're going to do something fun. All right? Why not? I don't know what that is.
It's Friday?
Yet, it is Friday, and I'm happy about it. When we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, before we go away, though, I want to talk to you about my good friends at Stevens Roofing and Solar. Love these folks. Family-owned company, local company. They've been in business in San Antonio and South Texas for so long. And, look, I don't have to explain that to you. You don't stay in business, in the roofing business, if you're not doing it right. Stevens Roofing makes sure they do it right. They make sure their customers are satisfied and happy after they do their work. And they're here. They're not going anywhere. They're not some fly-by-night roofing company that's going to do your roof and then leave, and you'll never hear from them ever again. Stevens Roofing's right here. They're not going anywhere. And right now, they got a great deal going on. If you're concerned about your roof, if you think you've got a problem, or it's been a long time since you've had that roof replaced, either way, call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. You can also visit them online at stevensroofing.net. Schedule your free roof inspection. No obligation roof inspection, too, by the way. They'll send an experienced team out there. They'll check your roof. They want to make sure it's sealed, secured, and energy efficient, so you're protected for the long haul. Look, if you've been putting this off, don't put it off any longer. Write down this number, 210-785-0994 or stevensroofing.net. Either way, that's the way to schedule that free inspection. Stevens Roofing, the absolute best in the business. Give them a call, 210-785-0994.
Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up.
I want winners.
Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off.
I like this kind of party!
From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson. I'm a personal injury attorney, and since 1994, I've been helping people and their families seriously injured or killed by negligent drivers. My website is alawyer4us.com. I use that phrase because I know that there's no way a regular San Antonian can possibly beat a billion-dollar insurance company alone. You will need an experienced attorney to stand up for you and get what you and your family deserve. This month, my father will retire after 50 years of practicing law, doing what he taught me to do, help people in need. Stand up for the people that cannot. Use the skills you have to help the people in your community win and where you can. When an insured driver seriously injures someone, a billion-dollar insurance company uses everything it can to pay as little as possible. Every insurance company you have heard of has a very large staff of attorneys already working against you. If you or a family member has been seriously injured because of a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson, as soon as you can after a collision. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyer4us.com.
Vacation mode? Check! Don't forget your furry friend. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma offers daycare, boarding, grooming, and more. Discounts for military teachers and first responders. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit, where pets play, stay, and feel at home.
Prescription products require completion of an online consultation with an independent healthcare provider and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Additional restrictions apply. See website for more details and safety information.
Is Cialis Daily really better than Viagra?
If you like spontaneity, the answer is yes. So when the mood strikes, you're ready to go.
I felt like a young man again. My wife is definitely much happier.
When you take it, you're ready to go.
Does Cialis Daily last longer than Viagra?
Guys are raving that their results last even longer.
My partner thinks that I am a rock star.
Because it is effective, I say I'm on a second honeymoon.
It's literally life-changing.
Does RexMD really work?
Over 85% of guys said not only does it work, they saw results the very first night. And you can get your first month free at freerexmd.com with medication delivered direct to your door. There's no copay, no doctor office visit, and your shipping is always free. Visit freerexmd.com to get your first month free. That's FREEREXMD.com.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Take a swing at picking baseball this season on Underdog. Hi, Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Underdog is a leading place to make all your sports picks. Millions of fans have won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? It is easy and fun to do. I love playing the pick'em game on Underdog. All you have to do is download the Underdog app and choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. You can choose from things like home runs, strikeouts, total bases, and so much more. and you can play for as little as $1. So download the Underdog app. Sign up now with promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, use my promo code STAR when you sign up at Underdog. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See underdogfantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle. Oh, sweet, sweet football. We had a full weekend of it. We'll talk about that. And you know what? We'll probably start talking about next week's football as well. It's that time of the year. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's get wild.
Does that say, let's get wild? Is that what it says? Well, let's go. Let's get wild.
Margarita Friday, baby.
Man, it is. I tell you what, I got a cold beer in my future. About an hour from now, Pledge, I'll be chugging one down and looking forward to that. Hope if you are off work and in a place where you can do that, hope you're enjoying a cold beverage or two, adult or otherwise.
Or if your work allows you to.
Or if your work allows you to. It doesn't have to be alcoholic. You go to all these places now, they have all these mocktails. That's like a thing now. Have you noticed that?
No, I didn't notice it. I try to ignore it.
Well, I do too because, you know, the last thing I want to do, it's kind of like having an O'Doul's. Last thing I want to do is drink 3 or 4 of those and have to just pee, and I'm getting nothing out of it. Right? I mean, I go drink a mocktail, and it's like, oh, this tastes like Hawaiian Punch. I mean, come on, and I'm not getting any benefit from it. And if you drink mocktails, God bless you, that's fine. No problem. I'm not down, well, maybe. But it's just.
It's not for me.
No, it's not for me either. I'd like the little.
Let's face it. The reason I drink is not because of the way it tastes.
Well, you know, it needs to taste good too. Well, you don't drink drinks that don't taste good, do you?
I had a shot of Rumplemint.
Now that sucks, dude. That sucks. That and what was that?
Fireball.
Well, Fireball's okay.
It's not.
Now Rumplemint and what's this stuff?
Goldschlager.
And there was another one that tastes like cough syrup too.
I have an iron gut. It's can be anything. I'll drink it. You put it in front of me, I'll probably drink it.
Well, you can do that. You're a lot younger than I am, Pledge. If I'm taking a shot, though, 99% of the time it's tequila.
Yeah, me too.
That's me. I love a good tequila shot.
I lean Lalo and Epsilon.
Tequilas?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really give a damn. Honestly, if I'm shooting it, it's going down, and that's fine.
So you've got the iron tequila gut.
Well, sure.
I try and stay away from the wells.
I've got some good tequila at home, but I don't shoot that. You know, I'll put it in a glass and sip on it or whatever. So, yeah. So I'm not going to shoot good stuff.
I know the difference of that tequila and shooting tequila.
Yeah, just a good Jose Cuervo maybe or a Patron. That's good. I like Patron. Typically, that's my go-to shot.
Chilled.
But yeah, and it's got to be clear. I don't like the
Blanco.
The Blanco I think is the
yeah,
clear
that's
one,
what I'm saying.
right.
You need the Blanco.
So there you go.
You don't like Repo.
So the next time you see me at the Roo Pub or another watering hole, I like tequila. You can buy one if you'd like. A couple of shots for Pledge and I. I also don't mind those like green tea shots.
Yeah,
those are cool. I can do that.
Orange tea too.
Orange tea. You know what we had, dude, in Mexico? Have you ever had an espresso martini?
Yeah.
I like those, right? They're pretty good. I can't drink a lot of them, but some dude was getting, and not I say buying them, you don't have to, but those shots.
Espresso shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Not bad.
See, I can't do that because I don't like coffee. I don't like the taste of coffee.
Dude.
I don't like the smell of coffee. I don't like coffee.
That's your problem.
It is my problem.
Yeah, that's your problem.
That is my cross to bear.
Espresso martinis are pretty damn good. And of all places, I got turned on to that at Snooze. You ever been to Snooze?
Oh, the breakfast place. Yeah.
Maggie and I were sitting at the bar, And because we typically do.
Sure.
And some guy and I said, what is that? He said, an espresso martini. And I said, oh, I'll try one.
Yeah.
Delicious.
I usually get the mimosas.
Yeah. Mimosas.
Because it's breakfast.
Well, espresso martini. It's like having coffee in the morning, Pledge. Come on.
Apparently, but I don't drink coffee, Joe.
Well, I like to. You get drunk, but you're high. You know, you're caffeinated, so it's all good.
It's the same idea as a vodka Red Bull.
Kind of that, yeah.
You get drunk, but you're wired.
The problem with that is you don't feel drunk and you keep drinking too much.
Yeah.
And that's where you got to do that. Gilbert P. on our YouTube page, San Antonio Sports Star, says, I'm on coffee number 4 right now. And my question, Gilbert, why? Are you working? You trying to stay up all night? I'm sincerely asking. I'm a coffee drinker, but only in the mornings. I don't drink it any other time. I'll have a couple of cups in the morning, and that's pretty much it. So if Gilbert, you're drinking coffee, because we had a guy back in the day when not first started, but in TV, we had those big satellite trucks.
Sure.
You know, and that all changed. Those went away. But when we had those, we had an engineer, and we called him Smitty. His name was Don Smith.
Okay.
And I think it was Don. I'm not sure. Anyway, his last name was Smith, and we called him Smitty. That dude was drinking coffee constantly drinking coffee. And I never understood that. But if you were, you needed a little pick-me-up, you always knew. And if you were working in one of those satellite trucks, you knew you could go to Smitty, and he'd have coffee there for you. Gilbert P. says he's working and have papers to write tonight. Now, Gilbert.
School?
Are you a teacher or a professor? Are you something like that? I mean, inquiring minds want to know why you're drinking 4 cups of coffee on a Friday afternoon at 5:30. I don't understand, but if you got to work, I get that. And Fred Villarreal says coffee all day here. Only way you can do is, what do you guys do for work that you need to be wired?
I produce a radio show.
Well, maybe that's it. I did have a Red Bull earlier today because I forgot my 5-hour energy. I forgot it. That's all right. It's Friday.
I saw a huge box of them on your desk this week.
Yes, Pledge. I forgot to open the said box and put a 5-hour energy in my bag. So that happens. So Red Bull's good. I don't mind Red Bull. I don't drink them all the time. Notice we have Monsters now in the vending machine. Did you see that?
They've been there.
They have?
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm not a Monster person.
See, but it's different because the black can with the green M, that one's a very acquired taste. But that white one that's in the vending machine.
And those will get you like buzzing pretty good.
No, but it's just a good taste. It's good flavor.
All right. Well, a lot of people don't like the taste of Red Bull. But I don't mind it.
love Red Bull.
I don't mind it, especially the sugar-free variety. That's the one that I like. So that was a great Dak Prescott segment, wasn't it? That was awesome, man. I tell you, that's like Prescott in the playoffs. All talk and no show. Sorry, Dak. I love you. Oh, my goodness. It is interesting that Dak had some advice, and I'd like to say we're going to play that coming back, but we might talk more coffee. Perhaps, maybe mocktails. I don't know. I'm not sure. What do you got going on here, Pledge? All right, Pledge is on the phone. He's writing stuff. It's something about 1604 in Redland Road. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Maybe somebody else getting on to me like they did before. As long as I'm talking about our YouTube page, and there's a great, if you've never been there, you need to go. It's very entertaining. Our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Glenn Fluid in there he wants to play golf with me, and I'm trying to save this guy some money. I mean, honestly, trying to save the dude some money, and I don't want to take your money. Well, that's Glenn. Daddy. I really don't. But maybe we'll have to do that at some point in time. Hey, Glenn, you can get in our golf tournament, by the way. We are having a golf tournament, and that's coming up pretty quick. Let me get my little cheat note here. It's a lot of fun. It is our Fall Golf Classic, and it takes place Monday, September 29th out at Olympia Hills. $120 per player, or you can buy a foursome for $400. Proceeds benefit the Community Foundation of the Hill Country. All you have to do is go to sasportstar.com. You can register there, and then after the golf tournament, we're going to head over to the break room. It's right there on Pat Booker Road for the official after party. And we, Jason and I, will be broadcasting live. Again, it's the 94-1 San Antonio Sports Star Fall Golf Classic, presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, sponsored by Flight by Yingling, and PPL Motorhomes. We'll be right back.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Golf Classic is back, baby. Get the crew together. Guys, gals, the whole gang. And join us Monday, September 29th at Olympia Hills Golf Club for a laid-back day full of swings, laughs, and little friendly trash talk. It's just $120 per player or $400 for a foursome. A steal for a day on a beautiful course with your buddies. Proceeds benefit the Community Foundation of the Hill Country. But don't worry, this is you've conquered the course. We'll keep the party rolling at the Break Room Bar off Pat Booker Road, where the drinks are cold, the food is hot, and the stories are even better. Get ready to tee off on the best Monday you'll have all year. Grab your spot now at sasportstar.com.
Hey, let me tell you about the Golf Club of Texas. I love the Golf Club of Texas. I tell you, it's one of my favorite golf courses of all time, and I mean that sincerely because the work that they have put into that golf course is just second to none. The money that they have spent on that golf course is second to none. Brand new golf cart paths all over the golf course. They've resided everything. They've got these xeriscape areas that just add to the beauty of it. The view is fantastic from just about any hole that you're on. And what I love about it, sincerely, being an avid golfer, is it's a fair golf course. It's a fair, fun golf course to play. It is absolutely the best. Golf Club of Texas is open 7 days a week to anybody. It's not a country club. You're going to feel like you're at a country club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. And not only that, you need to go early before your tee time and go to the 10 Cup Bar and Grill. You can get a great lunch, great breakfast, whatever you want, any kind of cocktail that you want. They have all kinds of beer, whether it's on tap or in the bottle. Either way, they will take care of you. And let me tell you something, it does not break the bank, all right? Very reasonable. Even if you want to take your family out there for dinner, it's a great place to do that. You know, the Golf Club of Texas is open late. They have a lighted driving range as well. So if you want to get off work and it's getting a little bit dark, you want to go practice, you can head out there. It's a lighted driving range. Perfect place to go. The Golf Club of Texas, you know exactly where it is. It's right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. Whether it's for dinner at the 10 Cup, a round with your buddies, you want to have your next tournament out there, you should do it. You need to check them out. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy, just as second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team, we can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox Disinfecting Wipes, teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Rise and hot! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Tomorrow afternoon at 6, the Cowboys travel from training camp in Oxnard to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in their first of 3 preseason games. Pre-game at 5. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, I want to thank whoever called in with the good espresso martini place. Looks like it's 1604 in Redland Road, the Encore Bar and Grill. Thanks for that tip. I'll have to try that out. It's kind of a new thing for me, espresso martini. And so I'm always looking for a good place. And appreciate the heads up. Thank you very much. We got football tonight, NFL preseason football. And we've been talking a lot about the Cleveland game against the Carolina Panthers. Shedeur Sanders is going to play, but he'll have a completely second-string offensive line. The starting offensive line will not play. We've been told that, and they're going to hold out, in fact, 24 players. And I was wondering why the Carolina Panthers were 6-point favorites. Well, that's part of the problem for Cleveland. The other part is I just saw that most all of the Panthers starters will play the game, at least a couple of series. So we'll see what happens. There's also the New England Patriots who are playing tonight at home, and it's a party in Foxborough. It is a party in Foxborough. I'm looking at a picture now that the Tom Brady statue has been unveiled, and Tom Brady's there for it. He's looking up at it, and as statues go, sometimes these things can be a disaster. And they don't look like the person at all. This one looks pretty cool. It's Tom Brady standing up. He's got a helmet in one hand and a fist pump above his head for the other arm. And it's got the platform that he's on, shows all the Super Bowls that Brady won as a member of the New England Patriots. this is really cool. And as they unveil this thing, they've got 2 fire things, towers that shoot fire out the top. It looks pretty cool. A bunch of people standing around. And again, you got Tom Brady just kind of looking up at it. I don't know, man, but that's got to be a cool thing to be that way and have a statue that's going to live forever. Well, maybe not forever, depending on when they build a new stadium. Maybe they'll take it with them. I don't know. But it's going to live forever, even long after you're gone. To me, that's kind of cool. So I don't know. So it's a party in New England. So they're going to do that and unveil that. So that's kind of cool. Statues. Who was the statue? There was a player that had it in I think it was his Hall of Fame bust. And it just did not look anything like the guy.
No, it was a statue. It was Dwayne Wade's statue.
Dwayne Wade, that's it. It was awful. I mean,
Ronaldo's statue is also awful.
Yeah. It reminds me of Happy Gilmore 2. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Well, if you haven't seen it, I'm not giving anything away here, but obviously he was a great golfer, and there's a bust of him in at one of the golf courses. It looks awful. He's got these buck teeth, and it's really fun. Great movie. If you haven't seen that, it's fun. If you just want a mindless 2 hours of just goofiness and make you laugh a little bit, Happy Gilmore 2 is what you need to do. It's a fun movie. It really is. Man, it's almost the weekend. I tell you what, it really is, and I'm looking forward to it.
You can taste it, can't
you? I really can.
Are you just going to go straight to the Encore from here?
No, I don't think so, but I will try that place out, and I'll give you a review, let you know. But yeah, I'm happy to go try that out. I don't know if that's one of those things though that you can actually. I can't drink a lot of them. I think 1 is probably my limit, maybe 2 if I'm feeling spicy and naked.
Spicy and naked.
Yeah, maybe. But other than that, it's probably just 1. I don't know. I like the way they taste, especially in the morning when you're having breakfast. It's just it's awesome.
Especially in the morning.
Well, on the weekends, or I don't do it on the. I wouldn't do it during the week.
He's like, you know what espresso martinis are great for? You put it in your protein shake in the morning right before you go to the gym.
That's a damn good idea. That's a damn good idea. Yeah, I have been teasing this Dak Prescott stuff, and so it to me it's important. If you haven't heard the news today. 105.3 The Fan there in Dallas reporting that Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones had what they're calling kind of a secret meeting last night that lasted about 4 hours. Now, again, I didn't see that anywhere else. So, but 105.3 The Fan and the folks over there, I mean, they're pretty reliable. They're pretty plugged in. They are the Cowboys station there in Dallas. And so I trust the guy that sent this out. So I'm assuming it's true. I don't know what you talk about for 4 hours if you're Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons. Maybe you're clearing the air. Maybe you're yelling at each other a little bit, crying on each other's shoulders, perhaps. Who knows what you do for 4 hours in a meeting. But Dak Prescott was asked about the Micah Parsons stuff, which, look, everybody is. Everybody is asked about it. I don't think there's anybody. When we were up there and we had Sam Williams on, Malik Hooker on, you have to. You have to ask them about it, and I'm sure they're all sick and tired of it. But it is what it is. So Dak was asked about it, and well, first and foremost, he was asked what advice he had for Micah throughout this process.
You know, I think you should trust your representation, and that's what they're there for. Simple as that, and don't want to talk about somebody else's situation, but I just think you do. You have to trust your representation, and I think 11's doing that.
Well, we'll see if he's doing that, if he's trusting. And according to the report, the agent was not in this 4-hour meeting. It was just a meeting between Micah and Jerry Jones. So I'm not sure if he's trusting anybody in that thing. But look, Dak went through the same thing. You know, he drug it out. He was franchise. Before the first contract, he was franchise tagged twice. Then he got the big contract, which was about $40 million per. And then Jerry drug it out. Dak said many times he was willing to play out the final year of his contract and hit the free agent market and see what was out there. He said that. Jerry didn't allow it to get that far. So about 2 hours before the first game of the regular season, Jerry signs Dak Prescott. So Dak was asked how he dealt with Jerry in contract talks.
They both will tell you the same. I never engaged in numbers, but there was a lot of engagement, especially on this last one. The first one, maybe not so much of anything, but this last one, yeah, there was definitely some talks, definitely different talks, particularly with Steven, and they were great talks. They were phenomenal talks. Honestly, don't know if I do resign if we don't have those conversations, and it was much more than it was the numbers. So that's why those conversations were needed, and yeah, thankful that we got to that position, honestly. And I don't know if we would have without the contract being up in the air. But what that did is allow us to grow closer and actually create a relationship that's only just been built more and more and more. And so there's ways to go about different things. And for me, yeah, it was necessary to have conversations, but it wasn't about the exact numbers or anything like that. And they knew that I wouldn't have those conversations with them.
And maybe that's what happened with Micah and Jerry. But did you listen to Dak Prescott there? And I bring this up because I'm making a point. I don't know what it is or what Jerry says in these meetings. But I think Micah and Jerry both thought they had a really close relationship. I mean, I'm almost thinking, father-son kind of relationship. I really do. And so I think the fact that Micah didn't, run with the numbers that Jerry had, I think hurt Jerry's feelings, and some of the things that Jerry said might have hurt Micah's feelings. So talks like this and what happened last night, that I think do kind of clear the air. And if you listen to Dak Prescott, it did for him. I mean, he went as far as to say he might not have signed if he didn't have those talks. But I don't know what it is about the Jones family. And I know fans are fans, and we're talking 30 years, and you can go and talk about whatever you want. But whatever it is, when players retire, they always speak highly of the Jones family. I'm not saying all of them. I'm sure there's others that don't, but most of them do, especially the bigger stars. You're Dak Prescott right there slobbering all over Jerry Jones. I mean, he did. So they've got a relationship that maybe a lot of owners, GMs, quarterbacks don't have. But I find it fascinating, whatever it is about Jerry Jones and the Jones family, what we have been told from former players, Michael Irvin being one of them, is that the Jones family, once you are a Dallas Cowboy, you're a member of the family. And they treat you as such. And so it's just that kind of stuff. I've heard stories about Jerry taking care of players' families, and when they needed something, that Jones was there and did it. So, look, football is what we care about. The win-loss record is what we care about. Super Bowls are what we care about. So I'm not sitting here saying that all of this is going to solve everything on your feelings with Jerry Jones. But it is fascinating that the players feel the way they do about Jerry Jones. And again, Dak Prescott, look, he's made a lot of money, don't get me wrong, and I don't feel sorry for him. But if you look at it, being franchise tagged twice. Now, again, that wasn't such a bad deal for Dak. He made $25 million both times, so he made $50 million. And then he got his first contract, and now he's got his second one, and he's still, as we stand right now, the highest paid player in NFL history. So, again, I think that will happen with Micah too. It will happen with Micah as well. And I think, and once it does, he's going to feel the same way Dak Prescott feels. You could ask C.D. Lamb the same thing, and Jerry strung him along. C.D. Lamb feels that way about the Jones family. So I don't know what they do or what magic power they have, but it is a magic power, no doubt.
Money.
Well, maybe that's it. But I think it's more than money. I mean, you get paid. I get paid and you sign a contract with a company doesn't mean that you're over at the Jones house or your boss's house every weekend and treating you like family. To me, it's a little bit different.
No, but I feel like they're like that with a bunch of their players in the first place. I mean, Des Bryant was treated like a son.
Jason
Romo,
Witten.
And I'm pretty sure they separate and make sure when they give them that number that they finally decide to overpay on, they let them know it was business.
Well, sure. And look, you've got to separate the two. And I know a lot of these players take it personally, especially when the owner and the general manager is out talking to the media and throwing you under the bus. I get that, and you're going to take it a little bit personally. But I said this before when it happened, and I think what Micah did by requesting a trade just threw a wrench in the whole process. I really do, because if you're Jerry Jones, think about it. A star player requests a trade, and you say, oh, well, we can't have that, and here's your contract, sign it. What message does that send to everybody else? All you have to do is request a trade. Jerry's going to sign you. I think it pushed the whole process back a little bit. It may have been in the dark or right before game one anyway, but I think it pushed it back a little bit because there's no way Jerry was going to sign him after that. He's got to let some time go and pass before that happens.
Jerry's never dealt with someone that I think is as media savvy as Micah Parsons.
We haven't heard from Micah, though, since he came out that first Tuesday, I guess, or first whatever day it was, with Trayvon Diggs.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's by design, too, because remember, we got last Friday, a week ago today, we got the letter that he wanted out.
Yeah, it's our last day in Oxnard, and we got that letter there that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Micah knows how to play the media game. Other players, I don't think were ever willing to play the media game with Jerry Jones in terms of, because Jerry's done this with a bunch of players. He'll take shots. He'll do his thing. He's never had anybody fire back in the media.
Do you think Jerry cares?
No, but I think he was taken aback by it.
Maybe so. Maybe he was. But I don't think he gives a damn. And Jerry, like it or not, he's going to continue to do business the way he does business.
Because you say he was hurt by the trade request. That was Micah's media shot.
I don't think Jerry was hurt by the trade request. I think Jerry was hurt that he thought he had a deal with Micah. Right, wrong, or indifferent, he thought he had a deal with Micah in that March meeting. And he thought he could get it done without the agent, which is stupid. But he thought he had a framework of a deal. And the fact that Micah went to the agent, and I guess they said no, or whatever they said, I think that pissed Jerry off.
And that's fine. It can piss Jerry off all he wants.
I get it.
Mulugeta and Micah and everybody said the Joneses have not contacted them. The Joneses have not called them. So if you think you have a deal and you didn't send it over immediately, and the price goes up after that, that's on you.
Totally agree with that.
That's just bad business.
This whole price going up thing, I don't think Jerry gives a damn about that either.
I don't think he does either, but you can't hold somebody to a number that all of a sudden is irrelevant.
Jerry's old. He's an old school guy.
Good.
And that's the way he has done business a long time. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Pledge, it's the weekend, brother. You have a show today?
I do.
Extra Innings with Pledge is coming up next. Don't forget, Monday morning, you can start your work week off with the fellas on the Morning Huddle. Rob and AJ, they'll get you started, reacting to everything that happened over the weekend. And then, of course, Jason Minix will be back on Monday, so we'll be here at 2 o'clock. It is 2 o'clock, right?
His Fridays vacations are done now, right?
Are they? Well, it's about damn time.
I think they are, right?
I have no idea. It doesn't matter.
Because y'all are out next week.
We're at the Hunters Extravaganza.
Yeah, and then y'all are in Circa, and then he's got high school football.
Going to Vegas. That's right. I forgot about that. Either way, whatever you're doing this weekend, be safe, and I hope everybody has a great weekend and a great Friday night. We'll see you Monday.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
You're riding with the Blitz.